All right, and we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen and listeners, to the Anything Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything, unedited and uncensored. I'm your host, Poor Homie, with my co-host, Eclipse. Before we start the podcast, we want to give a special shout out to our sponsors. One of them being Flight Kicks, for hooking up the kings with the kicks to get chicks on our dicks and allow us to take sick pics. And our other sponsor, Stores and Pickle, for giving us the Volcano Hybrid and allowing us to get right with smooth vapors and flavors. Without further ado, I will turn it over to my co-host, Eclipse, to get us started.
Awesome, dude. Thank you. That was a
hello, Eclipse.
How we doing, man? That was fantastic. Love that. So yeah, as he just previously mentioned, this is the Anything Podcast, where we just talk about whatever the hell we want to and kind of whatever is on our mind. We don't necessarily have a specific genre, but I guess you could say we focus on real shit. How about that?
Yeah, real shit.
Real shit. Just to kind of summarize some things that we'll talk about, anywhere from literature to finance to real life stuff to UFC to whatever. I mean,
To whatever. To conspiracies, to fake news, to cancel culture shit.
yeah, everyone has a place here. And obviously sometimes a lot of these podcasts aren't just going to be all random shit. They might be more near or down to a specific topic. But yeah, everyone is going to be a little bit different, and we appreciate anyone who takes the time to listen to us, even if it's for a few minutes, just giving us the thought and the consideration to tune in. Greatly appreciated, and thank you for beginning this journey with us. Yeah, I think that's enough for the intro. So, Poor Homie, if you want to dive into what you got, let's get this crackle off it.
Okay. We'll learn as we progress for transitions.
Yeah.
I don't know how I want to go into this, but I want to say, how was your day been, man? How was your week? We just ended April. It's currently May 1st. What is that? It is the beginning of the 5th month in 2021. We are flying by. We're almost halfway there. Shout out Big Time Rush. Shout out Big Time Rush.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, halfway through, as Michael and I have talked about multiple times, one of the most pivotal moments that's going to exist in our lives. This year is going to be interesting, like him and I talked about previous, obviously not on the air, but 2020 was an eye-opening year for sure. Not a lot of physical action that took place, like it was just a lot of things that came to us subconsciously and subtly that we didn't really realize was actually going on. And now that we're in what we're in, it's starting to be seen. So,
yeah, I would say it's slowly starting to come together and make sense.
Yeah, we're starting to get on the path of possibly what we're supposed to do, in this time. So, but yeah, all in all, that was a little bit of a tangent, but my day's been great. Like you said, yeah, getting done with work very soon, so we'll be able to focus on this a lot more, which is sick. And once again, be able to start actually getting on the path. But I'll return it back to you. How's your day been?
Yeah, I apologize for that lawnmower sound in the back. That is the Volcano filling up another bag to get us right with the vapors and the flavors. Shout out Stores and Pickle. Yeah, man, I had a good week. It's been kind of the same old since I have returned to Michigan from my Oklahoma endeavors.
Yeah, in your endeavor. Shout out Endeavor.
Yeah. Yeah, just workout Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll say Monday would be rewatching Sunday's Moon Gang. Tuesday, if I can catch a live stream, I'll watch it live. If not, I'll watch the replay. And then kind of the same thing goes on throughout the day.
Yeah, and also shout out Cultivate Crypto, John from Modern Life Dating, and the whole Moon Gang, and all the generals that are going to be participating in the Masculine Empowerment Network.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
You guys are part of the reason why we're able to make this podcast.
We're going to be shout outs probably
all the fucking time.
all the fucking time.
Because, I mean, they can't get enough credit, dude. Yeah. I mean, those guys are part of, once again, a pivotal reason as to why our lives are different. Once again, like I just said, we're able to have something to talk about in this podcast. We're able to do this podcast. Yeah, but sorry to interrupt you, but continue.
I say my days are pretty productive until around maybe noon. Just because I have all my basically routine to go through before noon. Let's say if that's working out or that's taking out my family dog for a walk, or watching Cultivate Crypto videos, or previous live streams, or getting caught up with some Kevin Samuels, shout out,
That's another one.
or some Fresh and Fit. Shout out Myron Gaines, Fresh Prince,
Kristen Trey.
Oh yeah, Kristen Trey. Shout out y'all, all y'all,
And all these fucking bimbos that show
yeah.
up on there, dude.
and the finest bitches. Fuck it, they bitches that come on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was after that. It's around the time I start eating because I intermittent fast. But we can dive into that if we want to go into fitness. But yeah, after that, I mean, not much really to do. I find myself on my iPad a lot. Still on YouTube. Maybe watching older Fresh and Fit videos or older Kevin Samuels clips, or just some random YouTube videos. I should probably invest in some blue blocking glasses.
Yeah, I've actually thought about, obviously I wear glasses, but like prescription glasses. I've thought about, because they annoy me a lot, switching to strictly contacts.
Do they have blue blocking contacts?
Well, no, I was going to say, then I can get some like glasses that are like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like there's plenty of times where these things piss me off, but if I take them off, not actually
blind.
Yeah, like I just can't see that well.
Yeah, blind.
And the contacts are so much easier. I mean, they do dry out your eyes more, but I mean that's not really that big of a deal. So yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I agree.
Yeah, I mean, people say because of blue light, it causes physiological. What is physiological? It's physical. We'll say psychological problems,
Oh, really?
right? Well, like it's like stress, fatigueness, tiredness.
Yeah, I guess
such and so forth.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense.
But that might be both psychologically and physically as well.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, I'm just on my iPad a lot, man. It's really not much I really do. Yeah, I am currently unemployed, but fucking shoot me. And yes, I am vaping cannabis, so you could say I am a bum.
No, I mean, I don't think you're unemployed. I think you're unemployed to the degree of the slave system.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
not to go down that rabbit hole necessarily, but
yeah. I like to say, even though I'm not working, I am still working.
Always busy.
Yeah,
always doing something. Because
if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not learning, you're getting dumb.
Yeah,
or you're putting nonsense information in your psyche or your subconscious mind.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, like technically, once again to like the slave realm of it all. Because don't forget that, people. This is modern slavery.
Yeah,
the system the system that you go through every single day.
Here, man.
You
gotta press that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Some tornadoes.
But yeah, the system that you guys are all accustomed to, it's a slave system. Think about it. Just really think about it. I mean, are you really free? No. You have a set schedule whether you want to believe it or not. I mean, they're like, okay, you gotta be here from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. But, you know, we'll give you the weekend off. Just give you 2 days.
Yeah, we'll say, well, yeah, I mean, that could be good. We'll say, like, 40 hours average. Well, we'll say, because most people don't work overtime, or a lot of employers.
You're not allowed. You're not really allowed to.
Yeah, a lot of employers, they stress hard against people going overtime.
They want to fucking pay your ass.
They want to pay your ass.
No matter how much work you do. I mean,
man, I can't remember exactly what the saying is, but like we'll say you have your time, your lifeline.
Yeah.
And a good portion of it is asleep, and we'll say another good portion of it is basically working. But you know, it ties back into what we're saying about, you know, modern slavery. It's not like, you know, back in you know, colonial days, or I think it was after colonial days. We'll say
like Civil War days.
Yeah, Civil War time. It's, you know, it's not just, you know, being prejudiced and pertaining only to African Americans or Black Americans, because some people aren't from Africa.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of.
But we'll say the enslaved. We'll say the enslaved because I know, you know, it pertains to all races. But we'll say, you know, back in American history, we'll say it's, you know, the colored Americans, if you want me to be.
Yeah, you try and be as PC about it.
PC, but yeah, you know, rather than it being only one race, this modern slavery is kind of everybody. You know, it's 24 hours in a day. You say, you know, you sleep 8 hours, because they recommend 8 hours. So they give you 16 hours. You know, you say you work a 9 to 5. That's another 8 hours, and you have 8 hours left. But I mean, you know, most people, they commute to their job, and we'll say round trip hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say the average is probably a half hour.
Yeah. We're just saying hour, so that leads to 7 hours. And then let's not forget, I mean, we use the bathroom. I mean that it can only be like about a minute or so, unless you're taking a shit.
And if you're shitting in a minute, then that's
we know someone who can take a shit in about a minute. But we'll leave it all. We'll leave it. We won't say any names.
Yeah.
But I mean,
if you know, you know.
Yeah. That stuff takes up time. You know, there's a lot of things we do that takes up time that we don't realize. Like we'll say, first to even eat, we got to cook our food. And how long does it take to prep? How long does it even take to actually cook it?
Let alone how long does it take to actually get the motivation to do that?
Yeah.
Because you're just sitting there wasting time. Like some people who come home from something and we'll say work, and then they go home and they don't be productive. You know what they do? Sit on their fucking phone and watch that brainwashing TikTok shit, or stare at their phone with social media. Yeah. That's the biggest waste of time, honestly, because there's nothing productive about it.
Yeah. So I mean, first we were at 8 hours, but we'll say the commute time was 1 hour, so that's 7 hours. We'll say bathroom, food, eat. I mean, we'll say those are necessities. We'll say necessities is maybe about another hour to 2.
Yeah, 2 hours.
So that leaves you either 6 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
Of actual free time
on a super average day, we'll say.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On an average day. Say if you were, you know, an average person.
Yeah. And you know, speaking on the average, like, you know, for example, these can all be turned around obviously per person, like. Because the average is like 8 hours of sleep. Well, however, let's say you get some fucking bum that doesn't sleep, I guess, you know, but like that is not very good at managing sleep schedule and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're probably only sleeping
yeah.
4, and then
Yeah.
they're elongating that time that they're just wasting time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like people who, can't sleep because of issues.
Personal reasons.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Or people that I don't know. There's people that can sleep longer than 8 hours, or they can sleep. I know people that can sleep until like the afternoon.
Yeah, which I don't know how you do.
Yeah, like they'll go sleep before midnight, and they'll sleep until the afternoon. And they'll wake up and still be tired. But I think that might be some underlying medical condition where it's like you're not actually tired. You might be depressed. I saw that somewhere.
No, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, it just goes back to time management and how we spend it, because that's one of our greatest assets.
Time is the best asset to humanity, man. Just no one thinks about things like that because no one's intellectual anymore. I mean, straight up, like the common. I wish they would have a chart. I mean, you could probably find one. A chart of like human common sense levels, based off whatever time period that is so chosen. It's probably just like this, just like a bear market, dude. Just going
straight down. Yeah.
Just either deep inclines or just progressive incline. And it's probably the progressive one. And you know what it is? It's just people back to time not utilizing their time management. And they're just looking at social media and brainwashing and, brainwashing material that just makes you lose your brain cells.
It goes back to what I said. There's things we do that we don't realize are making us waste our time.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm not talking shit about nobody. Like I do it too. I told you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, it's still not like I'm not aware of it, because I would say some people are just not aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
In general, it's just also with just our phones, it's to become habit to have it on you. Like,
yeah, and I mean, I'm guilty of that too. I mean, because in fairness, like some people who work off their phones, like there's plenty of like self-employed business owners and shit.
Yeah,
They literally just work off their phone.
There's a lot of IG chicks on that too.
Yeah, there's another great example.
But continue. Phones.
Yeah, I mean,
phones being a part of our lives, even though they aren't necessarily attached to us.
They basically are.
Yeah,
attached.
but they basically are. Yeah.
Because it's just in your pocket, or it's in your hand, or it's in your backpack,
it's
or
in
your purse, or something like that. It's always on your person.
Yeah.
Always. And you're like, I would want to know. I mean, I could do like a experiment about it and see, like, consistently for me personally, how often is this thing on my person? Like, how often is this thing within like the distance that you and I are from each other? It'd probably be shocking, but no one realizes that. They don't realize how addicted they are to their phone, and or how much they need to use it. And then, once again, there's people that actually have it always on them and they're super productive with it, and there's just like the social media aspect of it that is awful for people. Like, yeah, I mean, they're literally stuck to their social media, man. Like, they can't let it go.
Yeah,
because it's like, in their eyes, if they let go of their social media, they're like dead.
Yeah,
because that's how you exist.
I mean, it kind of already is. Kind of is like a Matrix, or a virtual reality. But I will say it's more so an augmented reality.
Yeah,
because I mean, it's like people they live through their social media. That's where they find their meaning.
No, which is what's that one logic bar? Everyone looking for the meaning of life through a cell phone or something like that. I think it's a killing spree or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, people they love their phones, and a phone is we could say basically it's a trigger to waste your time, and just to bring this full circle. I know it was controversial, but like I said, this is some unedited, unfiltered, uncensored shit.
Anything podcast?
Well, it was. I think it was back. It says back in 2018. Actually, this is crazy. Very crazy. Coincidence. It's just like some energy shit that the Three Kings have. We'll go into discussion that later. You might have to subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, that's
if we do that, let us know in the comments if you guys want us to do that.
Yeah.
But it shows here May 1st, 2018. Kanye West said 400 years of slavery was a choice. And it brings us full circle back here to modern slavery.
Yes.
It's all a choice.
Yeah.
You know, we'll say people who, hate their job. I mean,
you're choosing to be there.
You can quit. Like, I understand quitting, might put some unexpected, obstacles in your way right on the fly. But I mean, you kind of plan things out.
Yeah.
However, it's still a choice.
Yeah.
It's still your choice to be there. We'll say, it's your choice to do this, do that, such and so forth.
Yeah. And real quick on that note, with the whole ideology of choice, it's funny that you were just mentioning it. Shout out to The Matrix, the movie.
Oh, The Matrix.
With, shout out Keanu as well, Neo.
Yeah, and the two brothers.
Yeah, now sisters. Oh, shit, dude. But with what he's just describing as choice, in that movie, particularly the third one, it really ties all together about, as human beings, we have the ability to do whatever we want. Like, don't bring in this race bullshit that, like, we don't have the same opportunity. No, you do. You just choose not to take it. Because then you claim it's not fair because you don't want to work. You just want the outcome. And fairness isn't about that. Fairness is an opportunity to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when people are like, that shit ain't fair, it's like, what's not fair about it? That you don't get what you want right away? Because that's another part of today's society. We're able to just get what we want so easy. That's engraved into us.
That instant gratification.
Yeah, instant gratification. Great way to put it. That's all people want now. Yeah. They don't want to work for shit.
Yeah, with no effort. Yeah, no effort put into it. And I mean, I got some other shit about that too. Damn, we're making good transitions. Yeah. Yeah, the Anything Podcast.
Shout out.
That's just what I named it because
I love it. Actually, that's perfect.
I don't know what name to go. We'll say we'll say people want results, no effort. Fuck it. We're gonna go into some fitness shit. It's like people want to go with people want to take a pill and wake up the next day and have washboard 6-pack abs.
Yeah, it's really not that easy.
That's super unrealistic and. You're super delusional, and you need to get out of that fantasy land.
Yeah.
Because that will never happen. This isn't a fucking video game. It's maybe a simulation.
Once again, go watch The Matrix.
But that's not how things work around here. We don't do that around here.
No.
Wakanda.
Yeah. No, I mean, we follow Jocko Willink. If you guys don't know who he is, check him out on YouTube. Got the Jocko podcast, and he's all about discipline and getting some, and he's a phenomenal face to have. Former Navy SEAL commander and whatnot. So if you guys are ever in need of motivation, Jocko Willink, you can find him on YouTube with the Jocko podcast.
Shout out Jocko. Shout out Echo.
Yeah.
Stand by to get some.
But yeah, just going back to what you're saying with the six-pack abs, like, it's not that easy. Like, I'm 6 foot, quite skinny, and like, I don't even. Oh man,
you're flexing on me now. You just had to put that 6 foot on me like that. Damn, savage.
Bro, oh my god.
6 foot. Good looking, quite skinny.
And like, I don't even got a 6-pack of abs. And I mean, in fairness, do I like kill in the gym every single day? No, I don't. But I'm getting there, I'm working on it. But I do mixed martial arts. I do a lot of cardio when I'm able to. And once again, I don't even got close to a wash pack or a 6-pack washboard abs. Like, and some people don't want to work for it, but they're like, I want that so bad. And it's like, well, then what's stopping you from getting it? Nothing, just yourself.
Yeah. What is stopping you?
The only person that seriously can put you in check is yourself. And if you don't allow that to happen, then literally you can be biased about whatever you want. Whatever you want, you can be biased about it.
Yeah, there's just no accountability.
No accountability whatsoever.
I mean, yeah, if you watch some Fresh and Fit, we'll just say the opposite gender is, that's kind of their kryptonite. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's accountability. People don't want to, stand up and take responsibility for their actions and their choices for doing and or not doing something. It's like these advertisements that I see, on whatever social media I find myself on, say like Noom or like this Peloton, or I would say like Bowflex or P90X and all this other stuff. Yeah. It's like advertisers, man, they're getting good. Yeah. They know exactly the people they want to target and how to subliminally manipulate them into wanting their product. Yeah. Because I mean, it sounds good. Because we'll say for Noom, for example, this recent commercial or advertisement I saw, they were like, I guess it was a testimonial. Someone was saying, there was people that used to always tell me, they used to ask me how I could work out so much and still be the size I am, but as soon as I started this one product, I lost 10 pounds in a week. And you make it sound so good. Like there's no people wanna be fit.
Yes.
It's weird. It's like people want to be fit, but then there's the whole other side of body acceptance and being happy with the body you have and such and so forth. But it's like conflicting. Like what are you trying to say? Yeah, more so. It's like, do you want people to be fat? But you're saying all this, all these products talk about losing weight, and people want to, people have always been trying to find, the quick fixes to be fit, or we'll just say just to have six pack abs.
Yeah, well,
six pack abs is a very low body fat percentage, and if you know anything about fitness, and health and such and so forth, like to maintain such a low body fat is very difficult. And then we'll say maintaining a standard amount is quite easy because it's it's sustainable. You're eating what's it called? Your daily caloric needs. You're not eating below that, so you're not burning calories. And you're not eating more than that, so you're packing on calories. But yeah, it's difficult, and people want quick results with no effort.
Yeah. They don't want to do anything, and then being that no one wants to do anything, you get like he just mentioned with like these body acceptance campaigns where people are justifying being fat fucks. Fucking lazy fat fucks. And like that's a real harsh way to put it, but the truth hurts, man, and that's the truth right there. Like as men, for example, we don't find that attractive. Fuck no. And it's actually just cringe because you don't see like there being advocacy for obese men to be like highlighted.
Plus models.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like for example, when I've looked at like girls' clothes in the past to be a gift for my girlfriend, they would have some pictures with like these larger women. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to visualize what this product could look like on someone that's 4 of her?
Yeah.
Like what? And it's retarded. It's so brain dead.
Yeah. I mean, I do understand there are some exceptions. There are some dudes who like big, beautiful women.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on them.
Their choice.
But it is, I think that's a very small, minute amount of people.
Yeah, and with stating or going further into that, that's the reason why this thing is still allowed to exist. Like this whole body acceptance is because even though these girls are ugly, motherfuckers will still put the dick in them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, even though the shit makes no sense, it works because once again, people allow it to happen by fucking these fat girls. They literally allow this to continue. I mean, I'd love to see what happens if they were to stop putting their dicks in these fat chicks. How long do you think it lasts? Probably not very long.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, like the amount of guys who like big, beautiful women,
Yeah,
it's very small.
Yeah.
I want to say it's very small, and they say the population is, we'll say, average 50-50.
I was about to say.
And we'll say the percentage of men of that 50 that like big, beautiful women, I'm small. I don't have statistical data for that, or data, or whatever pronunciation. Yeah. I don't know if they actually have studies for that. Maybe some polls.
Probably not.
Something, but
in fairness, you got to think about it like this too. You know, about 10 to 20% of all men are having sex with all the women. And 50% of females are obese. So, I mean, that number might be bigger than we think. The one you're referring to with guys liking larger women. Because there's such a small amount of men having sex and such a large amount of women having sex, and on top of that, such a large amount of women that are obese. I think it's 52% is the obesity rate, or obesity, and just
females, or is that for Americans or people in general?
Both, actually. It's pretty damn close.
Damn.
Both, just slightly above 50% of all, genders.
Am I part of that?
I don't think so.
I think I count it by BMI. I probably have to check my BMI.
Wait, where you at?
What? Right now?
Wait, why? Yeah.
I don't know. I have to weigh myself.
Oh,
the last time I weighed was 180.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you're
Maybe.
I don't think you're overweight.
Fuck it. I'm taking accountability. I know my ways.
That's very fair.
And I'm changing that.
If we've been talking about this a little over a year ago, we got a different story, my friend.
Yeah, we got a different story.
Friend.
Holy fuck. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Actually, you know what's crazy? What are you again, like 5'10"?
I'm 5'8".
Oh, 5'8".
And a quarter.
Like, Dustin Poirier weighs the same as you. If you're 180.
180.
Yeah. He's just big for, he's like your height.
How tall is Dustin Poirier?
Same height as you.
Dustin 5'8"?
Yeah. 5'9", I think. Yeah, and he weighs the same as you.
Damn. Some heavy boys.
Yeah, Connor's in the 70s. 178, I think.
I'm 180.
Yeah.
Dustin's pretty shredded.
I was listening to something the other day. It was Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy was describing this time where he got up to 215. And he cut to 170. He cut 40 pounds for a fight.
Damn.
Like, holy shit. That's kind of sketch, man.
That's pretty sketch. Damn. Okay. Where were we at? Talking about obesity?
Yeah, that's pretty shit. I was just thinking that too. But yeah. That was all translating to obesity and kind of body accountability. Or accountability.
Body acceptance.
Yeah.
Results. No effort. Oh, I also wrote down here. Same goes for money. They want that quick get rich plan.
Look at Dogecoin, GameStop, those few stocks. Those are all just quick fixes, man.
What else am I gotta say about that? Well, blah, 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 blah. All right, yeah, you want to talk about some crypto? All right, boom. We'll give you a hot tip right here if you want to make a shit ton of money in no time. Right here. This is not financial advice, but it is not financial advice.
This is, it's not. It depends on...
if you want to make money very fast, in a short period of time, no effort. I say you buy some Dog E and some Cum Rocket. It's not financial advice.
Maybe do some Safe Moon too.
And maybe some Safe Moon. People like to say Safe Moon is going to the moon.
Yeah.
And
so is Doge.
Same as Doge. Same as Cum Rocket. Well, actually, I don't know anything. Well, no. We know a shit ton about Cum Rocket. This is not financial advice, though. But yeah, those are going to the moon. As what people have been saying on the internet, and everything that goes on the internet is the truth. So,
sure,
that's kind of it. But yeah, people want to make money very fast, no effort, and with that just turns into people losing money very fast with no effort.
Yeah, because. And we're joking when, he's not wrong. You're not wrong when you mention those 3 tokens, but we do not recommend purchasing those. They're shit coins, and they literally just pump off anytime Elon Musk decides to get Twitter happy. They have no utility. They're completely worthless tokens. However, once again, he's not wrong if you're trying to make a quick buck, because Doge is literally, it's going to go to $1 at some point. If it went from like a penny to whatever it's at now, I think 37 cents. It's a 3x.
It's something, man. I remember when it was under a penny.
Yeah. It's only a 3x from here. And if any of you guys are familiar with the crypto bull market that's going on right now, just to prepare for the end of this year is probably going to be the end of that, and then transiting into or switch over to a bear market cycle for a little bit.
Yeah, this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
We don't know.
This is just based off data we've seen.
We don't know when this stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
This is all speculation.
This is all calculated
everything
risk.
Kind of is speculation.
100%.
And calculated risk.
Yeah. It's just what separates people differently in this world is their risk management levels. Someone that my brother and I pay attention to, Keith over at Hedgeye.
Shout out to Keith.
They are a risk management company in the traditional stock financial world, and that man has the most unreal risk management skills. Like the guy is an absolute animal. But yeah, that's just a big factor of this crypto bull market. Like you can make money off just absolute shit because there's big names.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
We'll say in just a regular equity stock market that people know of, we'll say like Tesla, Apple, yada yada yada.
Yeah, Facebook.
But also there's just this up and newcomer, the crypto market.
Yeah.
That has been around. Well, not to this extent. We'll say like Bitcoin and the thought of crypto have been around for since the last.
Since
since the last decade. Been around for a decade now?
Yeah, I think 2009 I think is when it came out.
Yeah, and I remember back in the day where people were talking about it, and they were getting it pennies.
Yeah.
Pennies for a token.
Yeah.
But even then I think I only heard about it once, and then it just went out the window, or never came back around.
In 1 year, out the other.
Yeah, until when did it crash? It was 2017? 2018? Yeah, when it hit, I think it was like around 18,000.
Yeah, between 18 and 20.
Yeah, because we'll say the old all-time high.
Yeah, I think it was 19.8. I think that's what it was around.
Say it again. 19.8.
Yeah, like 19,800.
Okay.
Was like where it peaked last time. I'm pretty sure.
So we'll say that price is when there was a bunch of news about it. Everyone was talking about it. That was the only time I really got news about it, and was like, all right, yeah, fuck it, I'll buy it. And it was only about $10, and yeah, it was there, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about it. I bought it, totally forgot about it. Next time I looked, it was gone. US dollar equivalent. And then I sold it. But it was a minuscule amount. And but I, as time progressed, like you said, in 2020, our 2020 vision our awakening,
Mm-hmm.
our eyes opening, you start to understand how things work in the world. You learn about finances. Maybe that, weird topic you guys probably don't know anything about, but maybe that's my feeling of Paul Atreides from book 1 to book 2.
Yeah.
Well, so like maybe like after I started reading in 2020, and getting a lot of information, things just coming all together.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that was kind of my transition.
Yeah.
I could say, but yeah, you learn stuff about money, and because they don't teach that. They don't teach that in school.
No. What do they teach you in school? They teach you how to be a good little slave boy that puts you on the path of things that they want you to learn. Like, if this was actually for the betterment of you, they would teach you about finances and insurance and taxes.
How to do your taxes.
If they actually gave a shit, they'd teach you how to do that, but no. And we've been thankful enough to have a fantastic mentor, Revan. And
Revan.
For me personally, because you've been on this journey a little bit longer than me. I mean, if it wasn't for him, like I'd probably be a bum. Playing some fucking Valorant or some shit right now, and watching the P word all the time, and being a bum. Like not even considering being able to leave my job, probably.
Yeah, or still working at your previous job in retail, or clothing retail.
Yeah, awful. It was awful too. Just no.
Yeah. So yeah, they don't teach this stuff, and the knowledge is out there. We are in the information era.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a question about something,
you're gonna get some sort of answer.
You can find a answer. It might not be the correct answer, but you can find at least a answer.
You can find a starting point.
Yeah. And I mean, bucket comes full circle again. How we're saying they don't teach this shit in school. They only teach you how to be a nice little slave boy. Boom, modern slavery. But even then, on the topic of choice.
Yeah.
If you have a question, you choose if you want to find the answer or not.
Yeah.
And it can just be simple stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But even more complex topics and questions, like Eclipse was saying, it would be a starting point, and then from there, you have the choice if you want to, dive deeper or not.
Yeah, and for example, we'll just use finance as an example. Your starting point is finding those bigger people on YouTube talking about this stuff, but they're not giving you the best information. So you gotta have some trial and error there. You gotta lose to win. I mean, you gotta have mistakes to learn from it. And the point is here, as he was mentioning, if you want to go deeper, you just keep having trial and error with some of these people you're reaching out for information, and then eventually you'll find the gems. Shout out Cultivate Crypto and John from Modern Life Dating. But it's fucked up. Fuck this modern slavery shit.
Yeah. Say no one's perfect. No one's perfect. We all make mistakes.
If you're perfect, then you're not human.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, people make mistakes all the time. Like, shit happens.
Yeah, I understand. There's very large mistakes.
Yes.
We'll say some life-altering mistakes. We'll say there's some minuscule mistakes, but I would say mistakes are mistakes.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes,
and everyone makes the choice to have those mistakes, because when you first decide on whatever it is that started this new journey you're going down, you made the choice to agree to the outcomes that are to follow.
Yeah.
And in this example, a life-altering mistake. Because of that choice you originally made to do whatever you're going to do. You accept everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not. Shout Matrix.
Yeah. No one's perfect. Go out there. Fail.
Please.
And learn. Fail but learn.
It's...
Fail but learn.
Failing's not bad. It's not.
Yeah, school,
it sucks.
Yeah, school,
don't get me wrong.
School taught you that. School punished it.
Yeah.
They punished failing.
When it definitely should not be punished.
Yeah, and
it needs to be encouraged. I mean, you have to fail in the right way, obviously, right? Like, if you're trying to better yourself and you're failing along the lines, beautiful. Now, if you just don't give a shit about yourself and you keep failing at worthless shit, then no, you deserve to fail. Like, you know, some of these people I encounter on a frequent basis, like in their 50s, an absolute bum. Absolute bum. Like, how the hell are you like 50 to 60 years old and you don't have your life together? How? It's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, boomers are dumb, man. If any of you are boomers in here, I mean, there's a good chance that you think what we're saying about them is correct, but if you don't, fuck you.
Yeah, it's. I would say it kind of goes the same for every generation.
Yeah, I mean,
there are those who have their shit together,
and plenty of them who just don't.
There's a good amount of them that just don't, regardless of what age you are.
Because once again, like throughout the different generations, the accountability level is just going further and further down. I mean, I guarantee you, it wasn't nearly as bad back in like the 1800s.
1800s.
Or like, you know, in some of the early golden times, everyone had like a job. Everyone had a service to whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there was the emphasis of going to post, or was it, continuing their education.
Mm-hmm.
Post high school. Mm-hmm. It's so emphasized now. And I mean, back then it wasn't. I mean, you could get jobs, you know.
Yeah.
With whatever, and man, it's weird. This had to do with Sleepy Joe, but he was saying something about a bunch of jobs that are going to be created or something that wouldn't require degrees and such and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the emphasis that people put on to go to school. Even, you know, like Sleepy Joe was saying, there's jobs. They're gonna be like we're gonna have jobs where you don't even need to go to school.
Yeah.
But it's still so pushed.
Yeah.
As if like you're not gonna be able to get a job without it.
Because it's still.
But, I mean, it's right here. Like Sleepy Joe,
because
our president, is saying we have jobs.
Yeah, it's just once again going back to that modern slavery shit, man. The whole goal is. Here's high school. This is just the fundamentals and basics of how to be a good little slave boy. And then if you want to just go straight into the workforce of that, then go for it. Or you can go to college and learn how to be a more successful slave boy. And give money back to us quicker. Because college ain't cheap. That shit's overpriced.
It ain't cheap, man. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. For me, I only went to college, or I only have an associate's degree. That only means 2 years. Fuck it. We're based out of Michigan. Fuck all y'all. We ain't telling you where we live though. But I went to my first year at Open University down in Rochester, and that fucking sucked.
I remember.
But then I came back, took a gap semester, and I went to my local community college, and that was around the time where I was, you know, switching my mindset about things, like about learning, reading books, you know, education, true education, or we'll say we'll say education, because Mark Twain states, "I never let school get in the way of my education." Education never stops. School can stop after high school because it's required.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I was learning, and then I graduated, but it was kind of it. I keep telling people that I really don't know what I want to continue my studies in, and even then, if I have that piece of paper, what does that bring me?
Nothing.
We'll say gratitude that I completed something.
Yeah.
Student debt, most likely.
Yeah, and it's also it's frameworked as an outcome, but like if you go to college, you get an outcome. You go to college, you get a guaranteed job. No.
Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah.
It's because they're switching once again back to fairness. They're changing that dynamic around. Fairness is an opportunity, not an outcome. Not an outcome. But with the college system, they're framing it so that it is an outcome. But in reality, it's like barely an opportunity, depending on what you do, unless you're doing STEM. Science, engineering,
electrical?
No.
Oh.
Shit. What's the T?
STEM.
Medicine and like any of those fields.
Technology.
I think
STEM. What were the letters again? STEM.
It's a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, but like John will throw in medicine. Any of those fields are part of STEM. And that's the only reason you should even consider going to college.
If you want to go, if you're going to specifically go into one of these.
Go into one of those, or trade schools too. Because the commodity
shout out the trade schools.
Because the commodity for those is going down for some reason. When in reality, you still need a plumber to come fix your toilet.
Yeah, those aren't going away.
No, yeah, I feel like that translates back to like how people don't want to work anymore. I personally never done it, but there's some where I think some hard fucking jobs, man.
Yeah.
Like those trade school jobs, mechanic, engineer, or not engineer, sorry, plumber, electrician. Yeah, like utilities, like. You need that shit. And like they pay good. Yeah. They pay good. A gentleman in one of our groups that we're kind of a part of, I can't remember his name and I wouldn't say it, but I've seen him pop up about how like he is a welder and he went from making like 30K to over 100K in 1 year.
Nice.
The demand for that shit is higher than ever, but once again, it's not frameworked like that.
Yeah, it doesn't look cool.
No, but it pays.
It doesn't
fucking dough, man.
Cool. So, and I mean, more something along the lines of truck drivers.
Dude,
how they work a shit ton.
Same with garbage truck drivers.
Yeah, like the pay is
good.
They're greatly compensated for their work. I mean, I understand it's hard work.
It's a difficult decision too, because you're never home. Yeah, if you're always driving across the country and stuff, but
shit. What was I gonna say about this? It was like, man, shit.
My bad.
I lost it. Well, I mean, they work hard, they get paid good, but people don't want to work.
No. And I feel like
and also because they work so much, like I said, it doesn't look cool.
Yeah, and that's perfect thing. What I was about to say is, the people in those fields are more gritty looking, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
When your average person that you see all over the wonderful social media is like these, like Barbie looking motherfuckers, man. Like
soft hands, no calluses.
Yeah, in like this whole perfect person era, with all these filters and stuff like that. That's the epitome. That's what most people see, is that perfect looking individual. But with these other trades we're talking about, they don't look like that. And that's definitely got to be a reason why it's not as popular anymore, too. The main being that no one wants to work at becoming whatever one of those are. But it's just not pretty. It's not a good look.
Yeah, and also...
It's a fantastic job.
It looks good on paper. We'll say like people going to school for a specific career they want to go to. It looks good on paper, but they don't take a look at the path that they must take in order to get to where they need, or that they want to be at.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing as, they want results with no effort. I will say, I want to be a zoologist, but I know for zoology, or you have to take some pretty intense science classes and biology classes. And I mean, that's a lot of work, a lot of money, yada yada yada. And then they just want to be there because it sounds cool. It looks cool. I'll be a zoologist. I'll be able to be like all these people taking pictures
of these tigers and shit like that.
Yeah.
But also, what's the demand for a zoologist?
Exactly.
As opposed to a chemist or something like that.
Yeah, something practical.
Something in the pharmaceutical, the medicine and
the STEMs.
Yeah, the science and medicine industry is the prime spot to be. Doctors and neurologists and
gynecologists.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the fields you want to be in.
Hell yeah.
Surgeons and
Hell
shit.
Yeah.
They pay some dough. However, if anything, those are the prime opportunity for the modern slavery realm. Because you have to go to school for how many years? Over a decade?
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, once again, those are, by the government, the perfect jobs that they want people to. Because the medical field is the most tax of anything. And it also requires the most money back to them to do this.
It's the upper middle class.
Yeah.
That gets fucked over without them realizing.
Yeah.
They're getting fucked over.
Yeah, because it depends on who. If you're a small town surgeon or something, you're probably not on the wealthy list. But Pomi just said, you're in that upper middle class. You're just below wealthy. So, I mean, especially if you're in a smaller town, you can fucking rule the world in that bitch if you're the only surgeon in town, you know what I mean? So, all in all, yeah. If you're gonna go to school, go for STEM. And once again, if you missed it, that is science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine. That's the only real thing you should go to. But, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna weird transition. UFC 261 recap.
Oh, the recap.
In general, or let's say overall.
10 out of 10, man. 11 out of 10. Beautiful.
It was crazy.
Woo! Man.
That was crazy.
Was nuts.
Some things that happened, I was stating it felt as if it were a rip in time.
Yeah.
Or a glitch in the Matrix.
That shit was so cool to watch, man.
That it was insane.
Yeah, wild. I mean, I remember the first fight.
Yes, the first fight.
Let me pull up the fight
that
card.
one chick got dropped.
Yeah, within the first 10 seconds, dude. Oh shit.
Girl got dropped. Then, she proceeded to win the fight.
Yeah.
Win and dominate the fight.
Yeah. Let's see. The chicks were Liang Na and Ariane Carnello or Carnell Aussie. Yeah. Because I think Ariane got dropped right away. I think it was her.
She got dropped. She got dropped and
then she ended up winning.
Yeah.
She ended up winning second round, TKO. Second round, TKO. Gets dropped instantly to knock her out the next round.
First fight, or first UFC event, mass capacity fans, sold out. That was great to see. It was great to experience, the sound of the crowd again, and then that was wicked. Wicked start of a fight.
So J.A. John Anik, he posted on his Instagram the other day that normally the average crowd that's at there for the first fight is only a couple thousand people, but for this one it was doubled. So normally it'd be 1 to 4. Well, now it was 8,000 people were there for the first fight, and that just shows how badly people want to go back to things. They want to experience things. I mean, we're people that we watch from start to finish of a fight card. I'm not there just for the main event. I mean, it's because we have a different appreciation for mixed martial arts and stuff like that in general.
I want to see fucking violence.
Yeah.
I just want to see
We'll
violence.
get there eventually when we're talking about the main event. Woo! But yeah, so that was the first fight, and then the second one, this I can't say this guy's name. The first Chinese guy, Ori Qilang versus Jeffrey Molina. That was a fucking scrap, man.
Was this the pretty boy?
Yeah, it's this guy. Right. This guy.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes,
okay.
yes, yeah. It was Richie Lang versus the pretty boy guy.
Yeah, the Mongolian murderer versus El Jefe.
That was
Fight of the night. One of the fight of the night.
that was a crazy fight.
Yeah.
The Chinese guy, because he's Chinese, fucking assholes. I'm being racist. He was a zombie.
Yeah, he just kept walking forward.
His hands were down, kept walking forward to a guy basically
Just
practicing mitt work.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he was literally just doing practice on this guy, and it's he didn't give a shit. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Kept
Man?
walking forward. Insane. I loved it.
And then let's see. So that fight was killer. Then next up was Kuzula Vargas versus Rong Ju. That was that young Chinese gentleman.
How did this guy win? How did the
Yeah.
Chinese guy win? I can't remember.
No, he didn't win. Remember? We both thought he was gonna win, but then went to the other guy.
Wait, let me check this guy out.
Remember this one?
Wrong shoe. Decision unanimous. Winner. What?
Yeah.
Maybe we have to rewatch that one because
I'm pretty sure it was that fight.
I thought Wrong Shoe he looked pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm pretty sure that he won.
What's the Did he wrestle him? Is that hard?
Yeah, I think that was one where he was wrestling him quite a bit. He was controlling him. I don't know. Let's see. So then, lastly, on the early prelims was Dana Batgirl. It's Dana, and then Kevin Navidad. I don't really remember this one. It's another Asian gentleman, and then this like Hawaiian looking guy. Oh, that's right. He knocked him out right away. Never mind. I remember it. I think I picked this guy to win, but he got Shrek'd, bro.
KO. First round? I can't remember this one. Why is it not coming to mind?
I think it was super quick, so.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just the early prelims.
Yeah, now we're on the
Early
regular
prelims,
prelims, and the first one was one on Dana White's. If you don't know, you know. It was Pat Sabatini versus Christian Connelly. This was a fucking scrap, dude.
Yeah. Hands.
Pretty sure. Or wait a minute, maybe it wasn't. No, I think this was the fight where it was actually very underwhelming. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was pretty
I
underwhelming.
think so then.
Because
Yeah.
I think they were expecting because they're both jiu-jitsu guys, and they thought like if someone got in someone else's guard that they'd be quick to reverse position, whatever. And they were both content with sitting in each other's guards, so it was just a jits match of nothing. Really, it wasn't even wrestling whatsoever. But so yeah, that was underwhelming. But hey, that was like honestly the only bad fight of the night. The next one was Carl Robertson versus Brendan Allen, and this was a first round submission. I remember this one. I think he has his back.
No. This one was the
no.
the one guy tried to get the leg lock, but the other guy had the opportunity to get the leg lock, and it was who was going to get the leg lock fast.
Yes, that's right.
Faster.
That's right. He left
first.
Yeah.
And,
Robertson left his foot in there, so Allen just grabbed it and was like, "Give me that shit, bitch."
Yeah, that was crazy. That one was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one, but submission win. That looked painful, to be honest. Like when
Dude, you gotta be careful with that shit.
When you saw him crank it, I was like, "Oh, that's it!" Like he was tapping.
Yeah, because normally with like things, you can progressively. Okay, so with leg locks, like you go from being fine to no, not good anymore. It's so quick, and that's how people can really fuck their legs up, like their meniscus and their ACLs and their MCLs and their ankles and shit like that. Because how quickly those leg locks do what they're supposed to do, as opposed to like rear naked chokes. I mean, like unless it's perfect timing, you can in your professional fighter. Most of them can just survive for a little bit longer. I think it's a more progressive thing, like, because we're still trying to hand fight and pull it off, and it does happen over a longer span of time, so they're easier to tap out. As opposed with leg locks, it happens so fast that sometimes you're not able to tap out. Tap out quick enough.
Damage, okay.
But next up was Dwight Grant versus Stefan Sekulic. This is a third round split decision, and Dwight Grant won.
Let's check out these pictures. Dwight Grant, Sekulic. He won by split decision. I think this might be the one where.
I think this was a scrap, man.
Yeah. I think this was a scrap, but I think he was surprised that he won. Maybe.
Yeah, you might be right.
Maybe it was this one.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't remember for sure though. I don't know. This one, remember that shit? Yeah, this guy knocked this motherfucker out, and then he was yapping at him as soon as he knocked him out.
Randy Brown.
Yeah.
Olivier.
Yeah, and that was the feature prelim. Now, on to the main card, and this card was stacked, man. Card was stacked. Love it. The opener one, and the second one off Dana White's. If you don't know, now you know. Anthony Lionheart Smith, who personally I'm a big fan of. Big fan of that guy. And Jimmy the Brute Crute. A couple light heavyweights. And from what I remember, this Anthony's freaking jab was a piston. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was beating up bad. But at the same time, Jimmy Crute was also returning some leg kicks. Now, I know Anthony Smith was saying like they didn't really do that much damage. But from our perspective, it looked like those were adding up pretty quick.
That fight, it was shaping up to be a really good one.
Yeah.
And then it was the last seconds of the fight.
Yeah, the perfectly.
Anthony Smith just had to throw. I'm not saying had to. He threw. Or what was it? He just threw.
He threw a really good leg kick.
He threw a leg kick, and it just so happened to hit the nerve. And the other guy wasn't able to stand on it anymore.
Yeah, it just went out. It was like if you guys are familiar with the Henry Cejudo, Demetrius Johnson first fight that happened to Henry Cejudo, the Sean O'Malley one against Chito Vera. Mm-hmm. That's probably the most well-known one. And in that fight, as you can tell, like Sugar's fucking leg just will sporadically go out, and that's exactly what happened in this one. And Jimmy Crute's a beast, though, man. He couldn't fucking walk on that. He was so pumped to get back in there. It's like the dude's a savage.
Yeah, it was the end of the round, so I mean he had time to rest, and I was hoping he would have recovered.
Yeah.
In that amount of time.
Yeah.
And he was ready to go. He stood up, but every time, he took a couple steps, it gave out, and
it looked really bad.
It looked very bad.
It was a good stoppage.
Unfortunately, and then the ref just, the ref had to stop it, which is.
Once again, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy though. At the end of the first round, he controlled Anthony Smith for a little bit. The remainder of it, because his neck or his leg went, it went numb, and he was still able to get a takedown on Anthony Smith in control, which was pretty crazy. So yeah, Lionheart ends up winning. He won the first round anyways in my book. He was looking good. Eventually, I think.
I would say so. Yeah, it'd be 10-9.
10-9 for sure. Like because
Smith.
Yeah, Jimmy Crute landed a couple good leg kicks, but his face was beat up. That jab was flying. He landed some good right hands on Anthony Smith's part. So he was up 1-0 anyways, and it was looking good going to the second round for him. But in fighting, as you'll see later, anything can happen real quick. So that was it. On to the second one. This shit. Shout out to Chris Weidman. I don't know if y'all will hear this, man, but I hope you're doing good. Uriah Hall versus the former champ, Chris Weidman. And, this one sucked, man. First round TKO, technically, for Uriah Hall. But Chris Weidman went to throw his first strike of the fight. Low calf kick. And Uriah Hall, he did the right thing. He checked it. And just like Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman's leg went. and he didn't realize that at first. And when he planned on it, it rolled over, and it was a horror sight to see.
Yeah. He kicked, it broke. He went to land,
And he went.
and it didn't stick.
No.
Yes.
And it's shocking, as maybe whoever's listening has heard, it's the exact same situation that Chris Weidman was a part of. Anderson Silva threw that same kick on Chris Weidman, and Anderson's leg broke like that. Which is a crazy coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, just tough to see, man. Because he looked good, physically.
And yeah, look,
And
it was going to be a good. It was shaping up to be a great fight.
And like Anthony Smith, because Anthony Smith was training with Chris Weidman and Wonder Boy. Anthony Smith was saying Chris Weidman was like the best person he's ever trained with. He was the best person he's ever trained with. It's just insane. That's what happens. Like that's
Unfortunate.
It's awful,
Very
man.
unfortunate.
So once again, thoughts for Chris Weidman, man. You're the
Chris
champ.
Weidman, man.
You're the champ.
You're in our hearts.
Next up, Valentina Shevchenko, the bullet herself, versus Jessica, I don't know how to say her nickname, Andrade. All I know is it's called the bulldozer or something like that, pile driver, one of the two. That's what her nickname stands for.
Yeah, Valentina Shevchenko. Light work.
Yeah, I mean,
Dominated. Everything that Jessica Andrade was trying to do on Valentina didn't work. So Valentina bullied her and did exactly what she was trying to do, and succeeded.
Yeah,
Brutally.
really bad. Just quick couple stats. First off, it was a TKO by some nasty elbows, man. Holy shit.
What was that? Was she in the crucifix? Or?
Yeah, crucifix. So she got in the crucifix position, and then she just started dropping elbows. And Valentina was saying she heard the referee saying hey, you got to fight back. So she started elbowing her even harder and faster. I don't know if you remember that. She started going to town. So yeah, it was a second round TKO, and it was Valentina the whole time. She was 90 of 97 on strikes thrown.
Damn. Damn.
She missed 7 punches. Significant strikes, 32 of 39. And 7 takedowns. It doesn't have control, or does it? Yeah, I mean, it has a lot of stats in here.
She made the new record? Or she tied the record? For most takedowns in a fight?
I think she made it. I think she made the new record.
Yeah, actually, I remember something popped up during the fight. But
Yeah, it was one.
yeah, that was dominant.
Yeah, insane.
And brutal to watch because, as we said, she got the crucifix position, and when she got that position,
I've never seen one get out of it.
that was brutal. Andrade, I mean, she was trying to cover her face, but I mean,
Yeah, Andrade is she's a champ too. Former champ at strawweight. And, Jessica Andrade in that division was able to, as she did to Rose, just pick her up and fucking WWE slam that bitch down. And when she tried to pick up Valentina, it was like, nope, she didn't move one bit. Valentina was so much bigger than her. I mean, I always kind of thought
Didn't Valentina throw her at one point?
Pretty much, yeah.
She was a ragdoll?
She was just doing some beautiful judo throws, honestly. It was so easy. Just little trips and shit. It was because she's so much stronger. So she'd have a body lock on her, and then it's just easier to drag that person down, so you just do a little trip. It was like Pure Dion against Sterling. There's just effortless tripping. That was beautiful, too. But fuck that paper champ. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I don't like that guy. So yeah, that was that one. Once again, Valentina's top dog in that division. It's not even close.
Yeah, Valentina.
Not even close.
No competition.
All right. On to the co-main event. Magnum Zhang Wei Li versus the lovely thug Rose Namajunas.
Yep, this right here is a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, holy shit.
I thought it was going to be a all-out brawl,
Scrap.
on hands, with a knockout.
Yeah, or just
knockout.
someone's getting really beat
knockout
up.
win for Zhang Weili, even though I do love Rose dearly. I wanted Rose to win, but I thought she was going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
And then she just pulls some beautiful.
Some Houdini shit, man.
Beautiful.
She had been doing low as far as kicks the whole fight. I mean, this fight was only a minute and 18 seconds. In the first round, they knockout. But in that time, Rose kept just throwing leg kicks and touching her below the waist. And from orthodox stance, Rose just faked low, went high, caught her perfectly on the chin, and she went out like Stipe did against Francis, like legs folded back, and she dropped on her and threw 3 super necessary punches, man. And that was it. That was, I think like in the commentators, they were just in normal conversation. She was just bouncing around, man. She was just bopping around. Rose was. Nothing was happening. And then it was out of nowhere, man. And they went from just kind of just like some nice ambient noise in the arena. Like, obviously they were hyped to just decibel breaking pitches. Like, it was fucking crazy. I remember us three were we were watching it, and I think we were doing something similar too. We were just chilling watching it, like, nothing about to happen, out like a light.
Yeah, watching that live was insane. It reminded me of like a question mark kick. I was like, oh, she's kicking low, and she went straight for the head.
Yeah.
And it connected perfectly. And Zhang Weilei just out cold.
Yeah, it was bad. Cold. And then she was disputing that she lost. It's like, but I guess that's what happens when you get knocked out. I mean, like, you don't know what happened. So then you just question everything that you're being told. But then she realized it. But
insane. That's
one of the coolest things I've seen.
It felt like a glitch in the Matrix. I was like, I did not see this coming. I thought it was going to be a knockout with the hands.
I think it's also the way that she went out. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? That just happened.
Yeah, because like we rewatched Fight of the Year 2020.
Yeah, which was like Zhang versus Joanna Jacek.
And I mean, Zhang, she was getting hit with punches in the face.
Yeah, she was definitely down the first 2 rounds.
I was just like, okay, well, she have a chin on her, but that head kick.
I think
from Rose.
Well, that's the thing with kicks and punches, really. When they're snappy and not seen, that's what does it. They don't even have to be hard. And it's interesting that this is what happened. That's because I was listening to Joe Rogan and Wonder Boy on Joe's podcast, and they were talking about in that the utilization of the front foot, because it's not as powerful as your rear one. Yeah. But it's easier. You can knock them out just as easier with all that power in your rear leg, and it clearly showed there, because you don't expect that. You don't expect a fake low, go high with the lead leg.
Yeah.
And that's what makes, like, for example, Wonder Boy OP. I mean, when he got knocked out by Anthony Pettis, he was talking about that. He was like, he even hit me hard. He just didn't expect it. He wasn't ready. It's the same thing with these lead leg attacks. There's another one I was thinking of in which that happened. There's another lead leg, like, knockout. I was thinking about earlier shit.
I can't think of it. A lead leg knockout to the head?
Mm-hmm.
Anderson Silva?
I don't know. I think it was a newer guy. Some newer fighter.
Berkeley? With the spinning kick?
Mm-mm. No, maybe they were just kind of talking about Wonder Boy and how he can do it. Okay, that might have been it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so that was that one, and then the main event, Buff was on point. Bruce Buffer, the man. And this was for Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. This fight was lit. Fireworks. It was violent, as Jorge put it. Except it wasn't him that necessarily brought the violence. It was Kamaru. Knocked that motherfucker out. Oh, that hurt, though. I really wanted Gamebred to win, man. That hurt. But, I mean, Kamaru was just so refined on the fundamentals of striking, particularly boxing. It's like the way he knocked him out was he just faked with the left and just pulled the glove down and shot the right through.
Straight.
That is basic fundamental boxing. And that's, I mean, Jorge, I still would say, is the better striker. And he's got a way bigger arsenal of tools to use. He's a better striker, but Usman doesn't have that, but his fundamentals are just perfect. And that's how he can compete with these guys. It was the same thing with Gilbert Burns.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which is why, I'd love to see him fight Wonderboy. I don't even know what happened with that.
264.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Gilbert and Wonderboy, that's gonna fucking fight in half. But yeah, once again, Kamaru just knocked him out.
That was a crazy knockout.
That's the first time that he'd
another
been
glitch in the system.
That's the first time Jorge had been finished since 2009, I think, is what I heard. And he has 50 pro fights now.
Insane.
Twice been finished. And once again, did not expect in that fashion. I thought if Kamaru was going to win, it was going to be most likely by a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect a submission, and the last thing I expected was knockout. Like, I know Kamaru's got power, don't get me wrong. Like, once again, look at Gilbert Burns. Like, he beat him up.
I didn't think it'd be like maybe yeah, but not KO.
Yeah,
not KO.
I thought it was
maybe
gonna be wrestling.
TKO. Not KO.
Yeah, there you go. That's,
Yeah, we'll
that's the way
say.
to
Yeah,
put
we'll
it.
say.
And this fight was done second round in the first minute out of nowhere. This was the same as Thug Rose. Like, this was just
Out of nowhere.
shocking. It was absolutely
Out
shocking.
of nowhere.
And yeah, that hurt me. And like I said, once he game bred win, that would have been awesome. I like that guy.
I would rather see him lose to this, like, in a different fashion.
Yeah, that's true. I wrote it was like the same thing with Stipe. Like, I knew Francis was gonna win, man, but I didn't like to see Stipe get wrecked like that. It's the same thing with Game Bread. That hurt, man. I was like, damn. But so yeah, that's the recap of 261.
261, 11 out of 10. It's great. However, May 1st, Vegas 25, fight night.
Got Dominic Reyes, the last person to beat John Jones.
Even
Really,
though
the only person to beat John Jones, even though he lost.
He lost, yeah.
Now, in fairness, I've watched that fight twice. The first time, I thought Dominic Reyes won it. The second time, I thought John Jones won it. And when I watched it the second time, I had been consistently training MMA, particularly kickboxing. So I was able to understand like the game, we'll say, better. But at the end of the day, like, if you were to tell me that Dominic Reyes won that fight, I would agree with you. 100%. And then he's going up against Yuri Prochazka. This guy's only had one fight in the UFC, but it was a dope ass knockout of Ozdemir. I can't remember his first name. But yeah, this guy's a monster. And let's see what we got for statistics. Just some win-by ratios. Dominic Reyes wins this fight. Fights 58% of the time by knockout, TKO. And Yuri, 89% of the time. Submission rate slightly higher for Dominic at 17% as opposed to 7%. And decision rate, how likely the fight's going to go to a decision. For Dominic Reyes, 25% to 4% of Yuri.
Ooh.
Yeah, and average fight time for Dominic Reyes, I guess, is 9 minutes, and it says 0 for Yuri Prochazka.
Nice. Nice.
So
he finishes the fight before the fight.
yeah. So all in all, both fantastic strikers. That's what Dominic Reyes, his fight with John Jones was primarily a striking fight. Yeah, he pretty much won. But when he fought Jan, the Polishman, he did not look good. But I don't know if you saw, there was that video that came out with him recently about him opening up about like what was going on when he was fighting Jan, and he was in a really bad place, man. Because I mean, if you don't think that Dominic Reyes has the tools to beat anyone, you're retarded. Because he beat John Jones. He beat him.
You gotta rewatch that. Yeah. You don't think so? You gotta rewatch that.
The only reason I would say you could give it to John Jones is
John Jones.
Well, that, and I would be surprised if that's actually how it went. Or looking at it from the fact that their strikes were basically even, but John had more octagon control time, which is a determining factor in the scoring. So that's the reason why I thought he won it the second time I watched, because he does control the pace more. Dominic just lands slightly more, and it's just tough. Yeah, like I said, a couple of those rounds, like they were so equal on strikes, so equal. But John was controlling the octagon, which I feel like once again, like it says on the how it's scored, like that's a pivotal factor. But so yeah, that's the main event. Should be good. Then we'll touch on the co-main event real quick too, which is Giga Chickadees.
Oh man, I don't even say that word around here. Oh man, that guy, his name is Giga.
Giga Chicka.
Yeah,
Chickadze. Chickadze. Versus the man, Cub Swanson. That dude's a fucking brawler.
What's up, my Giga?
Yo, what's up?
Is that gonna get us canceled?
Please don't.
It's just UFC Vegas 25. Look at the name, okay, man.
Giga, that's his name. Giga. But anyhow, this is featherweights. Giga is ranked 14th and Cubs ranked 15th. For Giga, we got a 12-2-0 record. Solid. And for Cub, 27-11-0. Last fights for each of them was a win. Giga's from Georgia, not the state, the country.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a country in Georgia. I think it's by Israel or something like that. He stands at 6 feet tall, and Cub's at 5'8". So definitely a reach and height advantage there. The reach advantage is 4 inches. I guess they have leg reach on here too, which is 40.5 inches to 38. Interesting. All right, let's see. Got some stats here. For Giga, his knockout TKO percentage is 58 compared to Cubs 44. Submission rate is 8% compared to Cubs 15, and 33 in contrast to Cubs 41% decision rate. Average time for Giga's 0.
Interesting.
And Cub is 12 minutes and 16 seconds. 16 seconds. So, yeah. Should be a good one. Probably gonna be a striking match. Maybe some clinching and wrestling, but I doubt it.
Nice. All right. Just make our
picks.
Make our picks.
There you
All right. Well, we'll start from the main event. Should we start from main event?
No, we go back here. Oh, actually, no, we do start from the main event. So yeah, you're right.
All right. We have main event: Dominic Reyes versus Yuri Prochazka. Probably Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention it. Dominic's the 3rd ranked light heavyweight, and Yuri is the 5th. So this is a very pivotal fight when it comes to the next title shot. I think Jan's fighting. What's that guy's name? Glover Teixeira. Jan Blachowicz is fighting him in the early fall, I think. UFC 265 or something like that. So yeah. Yuri's a slight favorite too. Minus 137 to 112.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm going with you. I'm taking Dominic Reyes. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's because he's off the loss and he's off the win, honestly. And a bad loss at that for Dominic Reyes when he fought Jan Blachowicz. But so I'm gonna go with Dom too. And next one, Giga versus Cub.
So we have number 14 ranked Giga versus number 15 ranked Cub Swanson in the featherweight division. Probably go with Cub Swanson by knockout for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. Giga's a slight favorite though at 165 compared to 135 of Cub, but I'm more familiar with Cub Swanson. The last time I saw him fight, he absolutely destroyed his opponent. Now every fight's different, every second of a fight's different, but I'm gonna go with that. All right, then just to some other people on the fight card. We got Ion Cutelaba versus Dustin Jacoby. This name sounds familiar.
Yeah. So on this week's If You Know,
Is this the
now
one that was
you
on?
know on UFC with Dana White. This is one of the fights. Ion Cutelaba versus Justin Jacoby. I think this should be a brawl.
Yeah,
This
that's
should be a
what it
brawl.
was. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Where are you picking?
Favorite is Ion Cutelaba.
Minus 148 for him.
Man.
And 120 going back the other way for Jacoby.
Yeah, I'll go with Cutelaba.
I'm gonna match you on that. I'm gonna go with QT Laba too. Next up, did they talk about this one too or no?
No.
Okay. We got Merab Tarzan. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong guy. My bad. Sean Strickland versus Krzysztof Jotko.
Jotko.
Number 15th ranked at that for Sean Strickland. This is in the middleweight division. He is currently the 265 favorite, and Jotko is the 210 underdog.
Man, we got the ranked guy versus unranked guys. I'll go Jotko.
All right,
Jotko.
I'm gonna go with Strickland. I was watching some of his fights earlier this week. That's why I'm kind of somewhat familiar with him. Next up, in the bantamweight division, we got number 12 ranked Merab Tarzan. That's this guy. Davalishvili? I probably butchered the shit out of that, so my apologies. And number 13th ranked Cody Stamen. Yeah. Stamen.
Bantamweight plus 200. I will go underdog. I'll go Cody Stamen.
I think it's Stamen.
Stamen.
I'm gonna go with Cody too. I'm gonna go with the plus 200 underdog against the minus 250 betting favorite. All right, and lastly on the main card, we got the lovely Poliana Botello versus Luana Carolina. Shit. And this is in the flyweight, women's flyweight division. Poliana's minus 250 favorite, and Luana is plus 200 underdog.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the pretty chick, man.
I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Poliana.
you gotta go with the pretty
Yeah,
chick.
Poliana's hot.
Yeah, man. That's just male psychology. You gotta go with the
Yeah.
pretty chick, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you already know.
Onto the
here we go. Here
shit.
we go.
So onto the prelims. We got the feature prelim, Randa Marcos, the underdog at 135 against Luana again, Benhiro, and she is the minus 167 betting favorite. And this is in the women's strawweight division.
Who am I going for? I will go.
I'm gonna go with this pretty
Luana.
chick.
yeah,
Go with the
yeah,
other pretty
yeah,
chick.
man, yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
so that's Luana's the 167 betting favorite and the pretty chick. Next up, got a nice Hawaiian guy here, I think. Kai Kamaka, the betting favorite at 150 against TJ Brown, the 120 underdog. And this is in the featherweight division.
Man, they both got some nice haircuts.
Heck yeah.
But
looks like you got some cool tattoos.
I'll go with the Islander,
Me too.
Kai.
I'm going with Kai as well. I noticed him first, so I'm just going to go with that. Fuck it. Next up, we got Vasily Lomachenko. He's an MMA. No, I'm just kidding. Vasily, why did I say it again? Loma Bunmi. Okay. The minus 400 betting favorite going against Sam Hughes, the plus 300 underdog in the women's strawweight division. I'm going to go with Look Bunmi.
Women's strawweight plus 300 underdog. Sam Hughes versus Look Bunmi.
It's Vasily Lomachenko and
I'll
just a different form.
I'll go with the Look Bunmi
Let's
that
go
has like
Vasily.
the Justin Bieber type hair.
Alrighty, and on to the second fight of the night, which is going to be Andreas Michelides. And this is in the middleweight division going against KB Bolhar. Andreas is the 240 favorite, and KB is the 188 favorite. It's interesting that it's KB, and then it is KB. His initial, But what you got?
Yep, easy pick. I'll go for underdog KB.
Yeah.
KB.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Go KB. And lastly, in the featherweight division, the men's featherweight division, we got Luke Sanders against Felipe Colares. Luke is 148 favorite, and Felipe is the 119 underdog. I'm gonna take Luke.
Yeah, I'll go with Luke. He got that man bun.
Yeah. He looks like he's ready to do some fucking damage, man.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
That is UFC Vegas 25 coming tonight.
Live from the Apex in Las Vegas. I can't wait till we get to go.
Apex Arena in Las Vegas with no crowd.
Hey, you think we're gonna go to a UFC event this year?
Do I think?
You know what we should do?
Yes.
For a Utah trip that's eventually gonna come up?
Yes.
We should correlate it with a UFC event.
Do I think we will? I think that'd be sick. Wow.
That's what we should do.
I dig that, yeah.
Because if we're gonna be on Utah for 2 to 4 weeks, we're gonna have plenty of time for that shit. There's gonna be a pay-per-view. It's just a matter if it's in Las Vegas or not. I think we should do that. That'd be perfect thing to do, because we all want to go to Vegas. We all want to go watch some UFC. And who could be fighting around then? Oh, that could be when there was the featherweights, maybe. Volkanovski and Ortega. I'd fucking watch that fight. I'll watch that fucking fight. Or we might even see a lightweight fight of some sort.
Who's in
Maybe.
lightweight? Stylebender?
No, that's middleweight.
Oh, lightweight. Oh, lightweight is next event.
262. Yeah, which we'll get.
Nice.
We'll get that included in one of our upcoming podcasts.
Nice.
I think as of now, we're gonna do those on Fridays or something like that. Friday podcast in which we'll preview the upcoming event. Maybe. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
It's all coming together. It's all coming together. This was a long section. We may, like Eclipse said, just break it off into
its own thing.
Friday, just a separate episode. Just we can cover it.
Yeah.
For those listening that don't have a soft spot for UFC. Yeah.
The other reason why I think Friday should be it is because we can do it after everyone's made weight.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we can do everything is solidified. Everything's locked.
Yeah, I hate to fucking hype up a fight. Then
I don't want to. Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, that too.
Dariush.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, no, it's not Dariush.
Oh, it was
Close.
Drakkar.
Drakkar
Close.
Let me use the bathroom real quick.
All right, while he goes to the bathroom, we're just here. Poor homie Vang. Man, this is fun. This is great. Episode 1 of the Anything Podcast. I might just load up another chamber for the Volcano Hybrid. Once again, shout out to Stores and Bickle for getting us right with the smooth vapors and flavors. Currently, we are vaping on some Durban Poison, sativa dominant. Helps me get medicated, dedicated. What was on mine? So we just got done with the UFC stuff.
I'm back.
Maybe we'll go from your notes.
Oh. All right, boys.
Yeah. We'll learn how to go back and forth and figure out how.
Well, like I said,
the flow goes.
We'll eventually narrow it down to one.
Oh yeah. We'll have time.
Yeah, we'll be able to eventually narrow it down to just one set of
A few topics.
Yeah. So some of the talking points I had, which first up is going to be a plethora of notes I have about this book I'm reading right now called The Biggest Secrets by David Icke. If you want your mind fucking blown about how things actually are, read that book. In which I will discuss the reptile chapter. And you'll see what I'm talking about very shortly. Mentioned crypto markets, which we got that. Utah, just talked on that.
Utah.
Further podcast discussions. We kind of got that narrowed down. If anything.
Okay.
Oh, actually, well, I think you maybe mentioned. Was it me? I don't know. I found out yesterday. Did you hear about the new beer bug mandate release? COVID. So.
Oh yeah, I understand the beer bug.
Oh, okay.
But what's the mandate?
So obviously, so as he said earlier, we're in good old shitty Michigan with our dictator Gretchen Whitmore. Fuck that bitch. No, serious though. Anyhow, we're pretty much locked down. Masks required everywhere. This, that, blah blah blah. As of now, and she better hold her word to it. As of now, if we get to 70% vaccination as a population in the state, then everything is going to be reopened and back to normal. No masks, nothing.
That's the mandate that just came out yesterday?
Yeah, if we get to 70% vaccination levels as a state. And then that will go into place. I think currently we're at like 50.
Everything back normal.
Yeah.
Certain.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And,
continue.
So I think right now we're at either 45 or 50%. And I guess
Great.
they're targeting end of this month to hit that number.
Well,
I will not be included in that.
I think there's a bunch of old people that haven't gotten it yet, right?
Probably a lot of people that haven't gotten it.
Or
yeah, but I found that out yesterday, so I just want to mention that.
yeah, we may have to I can expand on that, but we need to figure out how to. Well, let's say beer bug then. Let's say.
Oh, what we want to talk about?
Yeah.
COVID or beer bug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
On thoughts of the beer bug, I really didn't know what you were saying, but there were some back on YouTube advertisements about getting the shot.
Yeah, like
we would say just getting the shot.
Anyone who watches UFC like we do, you've probably seen the Sports Center ad. I think is what it is, the ESPN ad about with that one guy and that one chick, and they talked about get your vaccine and this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want that chip inside me.
Yeah, I'm not anti-vax. Don't get twisted. I'm not anti-vax. I'm just
pro my choice.
I'm an advocate for safe vax. What I mean by that is like I saw this comment, right? Beer bug vaccine ready within a year. However, cannabis older than mankind. However, we still need more research.
Holy shit, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. See, like,
right?
when you really dive into these things, and you actually have an open mind to trying to learn that the world as you see it isn't at all what it is, you start to see how obvious some of this stuff is. Like, does that make sense? I remember one that Revan showed me in the summer when there was those bad wildfires out in California. The CDC was literally saying, when it comes to masks, continue to wear your COVID masks, or mask for COVID, but you don't need to wear one when you're out in those wildfires because the masks can't protect you from the particles. How does that make sense? So you're telling me that the mask doesn't protect you against a wildfire particle, but a microscopic virus does, or it does stop that. What?
Yeah, delusion.
What?
Uh-oh, retard.
Uh-oh, yeah, get the Mr. fucking Garrison gif up in this bitch. Like, what? So it's the shit like that, you're able to read between the lines more and understand that what you hear is bullshit. Unless you find actual reputable sources. Like, we hope that you see that we are, for example. We still got more proving to go, but we'll get there. And,
Yeah, another thing with the advertisement that I saw was a pregnant woman, and she was stating how she got the dose to protect not only herself but her baby boy. Okay. However, there was this one live stream going on Facebook that my mom tuned into for some Hmong lady. And apparently, like, before she got the dosage, she had a baby, and everything was good.
Oh, it was growing and whatnot? I mean, they got, like, still inside her womb, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Baby. Pregnant lady. Baby inside her stomach. You know, baby was okay. Prior to dosage. After dosage, no response.
Just died?
And yeah, apparently, like, and maybe it was after, or maybe the day after or something. It came out, or maybe
prematurely.
No. Or I think they had to do the
C-section.
We'll say abortion. You know, it's not A, it's B.
Yeah.
And something that where the husband or like they showed it on the stream, or maybe it was photos or something. I'm like, oh well, I'm glad I wasn't watching this.
And all in all,
But also it goes back to the dosage. The dose.
Yeah.
I'm using words so we don't get taken down, potentially. And I mean, we saw that happen, and I know it could be anonymity. Nah. But,
anomaly.
Yeah, fuck English, man. You know, it might be a rare occurrence, however, it still occurred. And then, you know, it ties back to that advertisement I saw, telling, basically kind of, we're not, like, subliminally forcing me to go get dosage, dose stuff. And it was that pregnant lady. Like, oh, I'm doing it to protect my baby boy. But I saw what happened when someone got it, you know.
Well, the thing that's always alarming is the only reason those things are included in the advertisement is, like, could cause, you know, this, that, and that. Like, yeah, it's because that shit's happened.
And then also,
it's possible to happen.
There's that I can't remember the exact date, but if you go to, you know, Hot Boxer Mike Tyson, shout out Mike Tyson, the episode with Robert Kennedy Jr., shout out Robert Kennedy Jr., and Robert Kennedy Sr., and Jack Kennedy, and Jack F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. Is there a Jack too?
Well, I think they called John Jack.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
However, in the hot boxing, he talks towards the end about how he's not anti-vaccination, he's for safe vaccination, and he told about a specific date that this was implemented, but basically it was the no liability clause.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
where,
yeah.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, if something happens, you're
where something happens, you can't do anything. You can't sue the company that.
You literally can't sue anyone that's been a part of the vaccination that you took.
Yeah.
You can't do shit. Literally nothing. And you know where that's at? It's on the waiver form that you sign when you get it. But people are so dumb that they don't even read it.
Yeah, they seem like terms of services, man. It's like, you know, you want to get through. I understand there's a shit ton of stuff, but.
Well, and in fairness with the terms of service, that's like, holy shit. That's a lot of reading, right? But the waiver is 2 paragraphs or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like 2 paragraphs. John had on one of his streams, one of his mods or something supplied him with a picture of the one in reference. And it was like 2 paragraphs. Easy read. It literally just states what you just said. This is an experimental drug. It says that. It says it is a experimental vaccine drug.
Yeah, and like we haven't had the extensive research to see the effects. So basically, because we haven't done the research, we are currently conducting the research. If that makes sense. Like we are living through the experiment.
Yeah.
Rather than having a very set group in place. So with me choosing, because it's my choice, to not take it,
It's all your choices.
I am being a part of the control group. Mm-hmm. The group that doesn't take it. And we'll see what happens. And if everything goes good, then maybe down the line, I will get it. But, it's... it just, they rolled it out, and then they're rolling it out, if that makes sense.
And for reference, we are both 23 and healthy people. And people are questioning, like, oh, well, this and that. And it's like, yeah, I know people of our age have gotten it. But I haven't been sick throughout the duration of this whole bullshit pandemic. I haven't been sick once. I work in public, right? Like, I work in public. I deal with people consistently. And for poor homie,
I'm fucking bummed. I don't go out, man. I don't fuck with nobody.
Well, that, and then, I mean, you did go down to Oklahoma twice and experience all the people down there.
Yeah, and the guidelines and
yeah, they were a lot more lenient.
Everything's very lenient down there. People, if they down there, it's if you want to wear masks, then it's your choice.
Which is,
everything's your choice down there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and I mean, there are times where I just said, fuck it, just to say fuck it, and there was that. But yeah, I'm saving my dosages for those that get it, because you guys are gonna need redosaging every year. So I'll just save mine for you guys'. Yeah, man. Yeah, sure. Take some more agua.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll save my dosages for you guys. I'll just be a part of the control group. I don't know. I would say like the non-followers. Let's say the uncool people. Uncool people. I'll be a part of the uncool group. Yeah, we'll say it's the uncool group. But yeah, I'm not really scared. I don't even go out that much. I don't really fuck with a lot of people. Only people really fuck with is like Eclipse and Revan and their mom and pops. And other than that, I'm just kind of chilling with my family. Man, I just don't go out, man. They want me to stay home, stay safe. Well, I'm staying home, staying safe. Yeah, and I don't know. Our health is decent. We'll say above average.
Our health is our choice too.
Yeah, our health is our choice.
Right? Like, don't tell me how to live my life. Well, I mean, yes, essentially yes, but don't tell me what I need to do for myself. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the fuck you are. You don't even know who the fuck I am.
Yeah, it's like thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah. And it's like, thank you for your concern about my health, but I'm okay. That's what I eventually want to say to someone.
I'll swallow my share. But yeah, I mean, I can kind of say that too. We'll say for my body transformation, everyone was hating on, we'll say, my approach and my the things I do to get to this physique that I'm at right now. Definitely not at my best, but shit, man. It's only been here in a couple months. Crazy.
We're both good there.
Crazy. The results is crazy.
Yo, I was curious because once I'm done, like, probably gonna get a gym subscription. You trying to go?
Gym subscription? I'll get back to you on it.
I need to do some weight training for sure.
I'm also leaning on no, because I'll come back to you on that. If it's like after this bullshit, because I know at some gyms it's just like you still wear a mask.
Well, the one I've looked at, which is right in town there, next to West End Tavern, that one is a pro, or it's a choice. You can wear it, or you can't wear it.
I'm thinking.
It's at that old school. Where did you get into Travers?
Oh, it's a school. Oh, it used to be a school?
Yeah.
Not no longer a school?
No, it's that big gym is our gym.
Interesting. Wow.
They got. I've looked at their gallery of things. They got a heavy bag, which is nice. They got some like astroturfing as well. If you want to push the cart.
Nice. Very nice.
Bench presses and all that stuff.
Free weights, machines. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah, they got free weights. They got ellipticals.
I love them both, man.
Like I said, they got bench presses. I think they got squats as well, deadlifts. So bunch of different stuff, and it's like 20.
All right. I'm actually more interested now. Yeah.
$20.
I'll go back to you as soon as we hit 70%.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
70%.
Yeah, man.
It's serious. That's a legit thing. That just came out yesterday.
Yeah. Actually, I have the article.
The reason I say that is I was Zooming with my extended family members, and they asked me if I was thinking about getting it, and I was just like, no, not really thinking about it. Would want some more research done. And it's basically true, or it is true. It's put more in a nicer way.
Right.
But yeah, it's I'm not really putting myself at risk,
Yeah.
We'll say those who we'll say people who do have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thoughts of still wearing a mask, or wearing two masks. It's just like you are supposed to be quote unquote vaccinated and immune, but you're living as if you're still harmed.
Yeah. So I pulled up the graphic for this Segway thing. This path. So currently we're at 48.8% of residents that are 16 and older. So this percentage is based off 16 and older. Who have received their first dose plus 14 days. So the first dose, then 14 days afterwards. So when we get to step 1 at 55%, it lifts the remote work rule, which I don't know why that's their choice. But yeah, it should be the company's choice.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. So anyhow, 55% that it goes away. 60% increases indoor capacity at indoor sports arenas to 25%. We haven't even done that yet. Fucking bitch. Increase capacity at indoor conference centers, banquet halls, funeral homes up to 25%. Funeral homes, really?
Dang.
That is messed up. Increase capacity at gym facilities and gyms to 50%. Our gym doesn't follow that. Fuck that.
Hi.
They shouldn't. Come on, you're telling me you gotta work on that. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Imagine you go there, you're ready to work out, and they're just like, nah. Or like we'll say someone who doesn't like working out, and then they build up the motivation to go one day, and they go there and like we're at max capacity, and then it just goes back to like they'll be like, fuck this shit then. Why would I need this shit?
Well, and that's why I think the obesity rate has gone up more because no one can go to gyms. They can work out, man, because you don't let them. They're making them fat purposely. But and then lastly, for 60%, the curfew on restaurants and bars would be lifted.
There's curfews on restaurants and bars?
I guess so. It's
What
so
the fuck? I ain't a fucking kid.
Exactly. It's so
I'm a fucking
retarded.
grown ass man.
I can do the fuck I want.
Tell me curfew.
Fuck out of here.
You want me to spend? You want me to help local businesses and spend money?
That they push so much. No,
Yeah.
man. Don't give a fuck
Turn
about
the
that.
curfew on my ass. Limited capacity on my ass. Shit.
So, Jesus. 65% lift all indoor percentage limits. Requiring only social distancing parties. So, for example, lifting 100-person cap on the restaurants and 300-person cap on their facilities. So pretty much all of the limits would get
At 60?
65.
65?
Yeah.
You just said 70 a little bit ago. It just keeps dropping. I like this.
Yeah.
When is it gonna be 60? 60%. They just said fucking 65 too much.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know when that's.
But you said it's a 65. Official is 65%. It's everything open.
No, not yet.
Oh.
Well, yeah, wait, yes. Pretty much. So, let me finish my thought. And then relax current limits on residential social gatherings. So pretty much like, yeah, the capacities are back to normal. However, once we get to 70%, then that lifts the gatherings and face mask order, allowing for a potential partial mask rule. I don't know what that means.
See, that's another wording that I was confused about when I was reading the guidelines for the different sections of Michigan, and they were saying the current levels that they could be at.
Yeah.
Like they say, minimal mask restrictions, or right? Was that the wording they said?
Potential partial mask.
Partial mask.
Well, it still insinuates that it might not go away.
What does that mean? Yeah. What does that mean?
It's because they're just saying bullshit to get you to cooperate. It's like the $600 stimulus, for example. It's just some shut the fuck up money.
I need that.
It's just some shut the fuck up money.
I need some more.
What the hell does $600 do for you? You're like, look at the amount of money that they take from us.
Makes me richer.
What's that?
Makes me richer.
I suppose if you're smart with it. But then like, we look on the money they take from us in fucking taxes and shit like that. What the fuck?
Exactly.
But they'll only quote unquote give us back that much.
600, man. Also with that stimulus and how much? 1.9 trillion, man.
Yeah. They've printed 20% of the whole world's money supply this year alone.
Something trillion. Man, I want to give it me 600.
That's unacceptable. And then, the second part of this 70% is stop enforcement of the gatherings and face masks order unless the virus threatens to overwhelm the medical system or other anticipated circumstances arise, including the spread of vaccine-resistant variants. Once again, it's saying something but doesn't really mean anything.
Wait. They were saying unless the threat of that last thing.
Arise.
Variant.
Yeah, so
that's what we're having right now, man.
So, the point is, like, they can justify this to whatever level they want. Look at, like, when they first shut everything down. There was no cases anywhere, man. Why the hell did they lock down that bad? Anyhow, so, I mean, they could determine whatever they want this to be. Be like a 5% case, or case spike in a week. Be like, shut everything down.
This wording reminds me of Oklahoma. With the bosses, how like their word is so flossy.
Yeah, it's
so
flawed.
Where you can just manipulate. You just throw a word here, or you can put a word somewhere else, and it's like it says something completely different each time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it means 70% unless some other shit happens. I think that's what we're dealing with right now,
Yeah.
Or even, we'll say this area. I don't know what's happening in this area, but
we're
let's say even if we're not at the vaccination level.
Allegedly, we're good up here, I guess, on that number.
What? We straight, man. We straight.
Yeah, like, let us go, man. I'm tired of this bullshit. The problem, too, is we live in a fucking libtard area. So they actually enforce this shit. I suppose like down in Oklahoma, that's a red state, man. They don't give a fuck about that stuff. Or if they do, they care considerably less. Like, I mean, I told you about the story where they called their manager on me because I wasn't wearing a mask. Like, who does that shit?
Yeah.
Who does that shit? Like, what? The fuck? Like, why? Why? Let me do my own thing.
Yeah,
leave me alone.
Distanced, like nobody's near me.
I avoid everyone at all costs.
I could be in the middle of Ford Field.
Yeah.
And someone outside is like, he's not wearing a mask.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, what do you see? I'm not hurting nobody. Nobody's near me.
Exactly. Like, I purposely avoid. I avoid everyone, even when I'm not not wearing a mask.
I'm not trying to get close to you, like, regardless. Yeah.
Like, so, don't tell me what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
You came into my bubble. I was getting tater tots, and they gave me a hard time because I some fucking tater tots.
Yeah. When we walk in the street, you're in our way.
Yeah.
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 Shit.
That shit pissed me off so bad. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Wow. That's crazy. That's having a mission because regardless, I'll be part of the 30% control.
Any day of the week, my man. Any day of the week. Get that other bullshit out of here.
Let me see. So we just this Thursday enrolled into the Male Empowerment Network men program, brought to us by our Supreme Leader, MLD John. I'm excited, man. Telegram is popping.
Yeah.
I keep getting notifications for it, and I mean, there's times there's times where I will go through and read it, but there's times I just kind of scroll through. Yeah, it seems like a nice network of guys just trying to truly hang out and help each other. It's right. What I'm looking for, dog. Not these fucking bums, man.
Not these black pill motherfuckers, dude. They just hate themselves, honestly.
Not fucking blue pill bums simping over these chicks.
Yeah, and I mean, you got the blue pills, who they just fucking simp out. They're okay with living a lot, basically. Then there's the black pills, the people who took the red pill, but then rejected it. So now they just hate everything because they're just fucking losers. And then there's the red pill motherfuckers, like ourselves, who seek the truth and only the truth. We don't want those bullshit fabricated lies. No. We tell it the hard way. And we do it the right way as well. Like, as we started this show with, we don't cooperate in modern slavery. We do our own thing. We actually live free to do whatever the fuck we want. We don't gotta listen to nobody.
I'm a free man.
We don't gotta listen to nobody.
I bought my freedom. That's what you gotta do. Wow. You
Yeah,
gotta buy your freedom.
In a sense, yeah.
You gotta buy your freedom.
First off, you gotta earn it so you can buy it. That's it. Like, I'm 23 and he's 23 as well, but he's been out of it longer than me. But like, I'm 23 and I'm about to quit my job and probably never work again. Like, that's crazy. I love it. It's unreal. I mean, how often do you hear about that? Never. I mean, they wouldn't want you to hear about it too, because that means that something better is obtainable,
Yeah, so the Telegram is popping. I got another email from John today.
I saw that too.
I emailed him because I didn't know you were supposed to make an account for his own website to be able to access previous webinars.
Yeah.
So I emailed him. I got the link. I'm good to go. I have everything I basically paid for. No, I have access to everything.
Are you saying, like, do you do everything through the
not through the teachable something link,
shit.
because that only has body
mastery.
language mastery 1, 2, and I think maybe that's where the webinars or something will be or something.
Mm-hmm.
but there's it's on his website. However, I'm excited for this thing to get popping. Start learning.
Me too, man.
And speaking of that, we got our good friend Charlie up in there, as we can see with the Telegram. And I think just yesterday we saw DCC up in there as Litecoin something.
Shit. I think it's Litecoin Moses. Yeah.
Hey, he's a Litecoin guy. Okay, we follow.
That's his Twitter picture. Did you know that?
Speaking on those guys, we'll go to the Cultivate Crypto crew. Shout out to John. Shout out Cultivate Crypto. Shout out to where's DCC? Dollar Cost Crypto. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah. The ripped Litecoin holding the Bitcoin.
Litecoin Moses, man.
But yeah. So, how long was the period between you enrolling into Q2 Cultivate Crypto?
A week.
Until it started?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a week would be enough time for me to go over Q2? You had to just to watch through it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Okay. That's all I needed to ask.
Yeah. You can get through it all.
Because I think that's something Charlie was saying, how we would have access to say Q2, like there is no access to there's no way to pay for the previous recordings. You would just have to be enrolled and say if you got the next one, then you'd be able to access the old one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool.
Yeah, here's how Q3 will be different.
Like
I said, if I take it, I'm not sure yet.
I'm ready to learn.
I'm always ready to learn. Yeah. Always ready to learn. If you ain't learning, you ain't living. That's all I know.
And that's all we're gonna really touch about cryptos, unless other than the hot tip we gave you guys, Safe Moon, Dog E, and Come Rocket. But let us know in the comments if you guys want us to talk more about crypto, because that is definitely an option. Eric, I turn it over to you. What are some of your stuff?
Let's see. Well, like I said, we hit on crypto, we hit on Utah, we hit on kind of further pod discussions, and we hit on COVID. Oh, that's right, I was going to tell you about that weird dream I had the other day.
Okay, all right.
It was very vivid, it was like some, seemed like some commie shit was going down in the world, man. And I was living it. I was on the run. And on the run from authorities, we'll say. But it was Civil War also.
Okay, yes.
And I remember being down here popping rounds and people.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, man. It was super vivid.
You're tapping into
I think you were there. You, me, and
I got popped.
No, I didn't pop you, man.
Alright, cool.
You were part of my group, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, we popping.
I remember for some reason my mom was sleeping in that room there. And I was coming in here to save her. And upstairs a party full of the enemy, we'll say. And I snuck my way in here.
Oh, snap. Okay, cool. Man,
actually, no, never mind.
This guy
So
taking over?
at one of my neighbor's houses, there was a big party going down. I snuck out of it and came over here. Got my mom on it. And along the way, I was popping rounds.
Damn. On the run.
Mm-hmm.
Civil War type. Interesting dream. Very vivid, you said.
Very, very vivid.
I told you, man, it's like you tap into the Matrix.
Yeah.
Or different realities or something.
Yeah, the fourth dimension,
that's how I feel.
We're seeing that because that's always happening, right? Because there's no time constraint on us. Yeah. It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson said, we are free to go up and down, left and right, all this other stuff. We're able to freely move, but we are a prisoner of time. We're always stuck in the current. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, and we can't access what's happened in the past. It's interesting stuff. Yeah. So, all in all, like, it's something like that with some of these dreams, I feel like. You know, tapping into the fourth dimension, stuff like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, for me, dreams, I think I've definitely been having very vivid dreams. Like, in the dream, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
But when I wake up, it's gone. It's not like when I was down in Oklahoma, I didn't have anything. I didn't have any distraction. Get it off my mind. When I wake up, I'm either getting woken up by our dog,
Mm-hmm.
my family's dog, or I'm waking up and I'm checking on him.
Mm-hmm.
But then I check on him, and then he wakes up. And then when I'm trying to go back to sleep.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I lose it. I do have dreams.
Gotcha.
Cool.
But yeah, so that happened. That was very interesting. You don't have them too often, but like you said, they're becoming more of a common occurrence. So as previously mentioned, I'm finally starting to read through The Biggest Secret by David Icke. Some mind-blowing shit. So yeah, I'm just going to run through some of the notes I've taken throughout the second chapter, which is titled, basically, Reptiles. And once again, for a refresher, this book is basically about how the world really is. Outside of, we'll say, the wall, you know.
Great album.
Yeah.
Great album.
One of the best pieces of music ever made. So, there was this ancient civil race called the Anunnaki, and they are the descendants of reptiles. And this Unaki was also this reptile race that like covertly took over Mars and the Martians, which is why the Martians came here to get away from that. But then the Unaki came here. Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
There was the War of the Gods. They figured this out in some ancient like tablets and shit, that they used to call the times the War of the Gods, and it pertained to not just whites, blacks, or whites and blacks. This was like a war of the gods of all different species, basically, including the Anunnaki, the Orion, and the Greys. These reptiles are much physically larger than a human and are cold-blooded. I'll have stats for how big they can get later on, but they struggle with emotions, but in turn they are far intellectually superior. These reptiles are, compared to like an average human. It's interesting when diving deeper into the whole reptile world. Different cultures always have something, or they always have that artifact that's like guarded by a serpent or a dragon. Reptiles and everything is particularly the serpent. Central America used the winged serpent god Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl?
What? Quetzalcoatl?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard that word before.
The Hopi Indians had a plum serpent god, Balholingonga. And then there's the famous Native American mounds in Ohio that's the shape of a serpent.
Mounds in Ohio. Serpent.
Yeah, like from up above. When looking down at it,
Damn.
they're perfectly made to be a serpent.
Coincidence? I think not.
No. It's because their gods were fucking reptiles.
Continue.
Or their rulers were reptiles. There is a British, or is a British god known as the dragon ruler of the world. And he was, in short, called Hugh. Possibly where the word human came from.
I gotta do this. Hugh. Man. Hugh. Okay.
And as I was just previously stating, essentially a lot of important places in history of different cultural religions are guarded / honored by a serpent, and eventually dragons, as in like the Asian dynasties and stuff like that.
Oh man. Fucking Asians. Okay.
Running theme, possibly. Dinosaurs. In the reptilian race. There was every kind of dinosaur like back then. Like so many different looking fucking things. So it's impossible to say that there couldn't have been some humanoid version. They wouldn't think that that's too surprising. Where like there's a dinosaur that has like a superior mind and has, thumbs, for example, and stands on 2 feet. And they think that there was one. It was called the Sauronethoids. And basically, it's a bird-like reptile with a large brain, wide eyes, and fingers with thumbs for predatory purposes. And it's 2 feet.
Shit.
These reptile birds were very different from the average dinosaur. Like how much different a male or a human is to a cow. Like, there's no comparison. Small Indo-Malayan lizards look like a modern dragon. So I guess there's these lizards that look like modern dragons. And have been dubbed Draco after the star constellation. Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy, House Slytherin or whatever it's called, which is honored by a snake.
Whoa.
Get the connection?
Yeah. Crazy. All right.
There's more on Draco in a little bit. So, as described, there's 3 possible different scenarios on how this Anunnaki got here. The first one, they're extraterrestrials. Probably a very common possibility. 2, they're interterrestrials that reside underneath the Earth. Or 3, they're beings of a higher dimension that possess humans. And David Icke, the individual who wrote the book, says that he thinks all 3 are true. So starting off with the extraterrestrials scenario, they're thought to be from the Draco constellation. That includes Thurbin, aka the North Star, and the Great Pyramids are oriented by. Yeah, so the Draco constellations were inspired by those things. These 2 round towers in Ireland are set almost perfectly to be in line during the winter solstice with this dragon constellation of Draco. Heads and eyes of Draco are on the ground. And it's also interesting that Northern Ireland, which houses, I think the head is in Northern Ireland. Why in Northern Ireland, things are really bad there. A lot of upheaval, murder, and suffering.
Damn, are you serious? Is that right now?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that back then during poverty?
It's around. It's kind of like a more modern stance on it of what's going on right now. And it's like, wonder why. It's hot spot. It's a hot spot for reptilians. Not all reptiles are bad.
Okay, go. Continue.
John Rhodes, who's a reptilian expert, believes this race these races are infiltrators that covertly take over and control the inhabiting race and break them down until reptiles remain. Exactly what we're seeing today. The reptilian race is expanding and consuming humans and Martians and Orions and all that stuff.
Growing.
Yeah, they're growing. That's what they do. Like I said, that's what they did to Mars.
They're growing.
They invaded the Martians and took over.
That's why they left, and then they came over to take over him.
Yeah, and then the Venus incident happened, in which they were stuck here.
Why does Elon want us to go back? Oh, he wants to go back to Mars. But did they already leave? Are they coming from Mars?
Right now?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh shit! So we're just gonna go take back our land.
Yeah, basically. But I don't know if it's the reptiles who want to get back or the actual Martians. What's left of them? You know, I don't know if Elon's a reptile. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's a reptile.
Shit! He's just trying to bring us to the mother base.
Yeah, it's either he's trying to get reptilians back. And humans probably to consume them, basically. Or he's actually a legitimate Martian and he's trying to get back to reclaim the land that was once theirs. And, attack the reptilian homeworld.
Oh, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, all in all, after they took over Mars, they came here, and then Venus happened, where it actually kind of destroyed Mars and created an ice age here, just like that, and all the water levels came up, the poles got frozen, and that's what made everyone stuck here. They couldn't leave, and their homeworld was destroyed. So, yeah. The Brotherhood of the Snake is the ones pulling the strings. The Brotherhood of the Snake is like the people who run the world. Yeah, that's their name for it. Yeah, that's like big money people like the Rothschilds and like they're reptiles.
Yeah, and Eclipse, Poor Homie Vang, and Ruffy,
and like the royal family are reptiles.
And Poor Homie,
like Hillary Clinton. Pure blood reptile, not a mix, which I'll get to in a little bit. Pure blood reptile.
What's the other option? Pure blood Martian?
No, hybrid.
Was that it? That's the only option. I can infiltrate.
No, so as far as most common reptiles.
Hybrid would be like a demigod.
Not necessarily. Oh wait, yes, yeah, it's a mixture of a reptile and a human. But I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
So, with the interterrestrials, their theory would be that they've lived in massive catacombs for thousands of years under the earth. And a couple examples are under LA, there's a large tunnel complex and like a huge tunnel complex under Los Angeles. And there was another one that was discovered in 1909 with precision craftsmanship. Like the pyramids, like it's like a mini city by the Grand Canyon. Yeah, so in the United States, there's a city that's built into underground right by the Grand Canyon.
Interesting.
And it's built with precision like the Great Pyramids.
Wow.
Yeah, and like,
what happened?
What happened there? That's where they
continue.
That's where they used to live. Yeah.
Reptiles.
These inner Interterrestrial ones. Yeah, they didn't come from the stars. They were already here. And they live underground. That's what
They were already here?
Yeah, they were inhabiting that.
They were already here?
Yeah.
They were already here before Martians came here?
Yeah, possibly. That or
Alright, continue.
that or they got stuck under there when the whole incident happened with Venus. So there were some that were stuck up high, and then some went into the Earth for safety.
Continue.
So I'm not sure if they were the ones that survived the Ice Age, or they were here before any of this shit happened anyways. But this say near the Grand Canyon, the one I was just mentioning, accommodates for at least 50,000 people.
Accommodates for 50,000 people?
Yeah, like it could fit. Yeah, it's a lot of people. A lot of people.
Shit.
The Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. tried to cover this up.
Why?
But they don't want people to know this shit.
But you said but. Continue.
Oh, yeah. But it got leaked in 1909 on the newspaper. It's the only way people knew about it. It was published in an Arizona newspaper.
So what about now? Are they owning up to it?
No.
Oh, still.
No one knows about this shit. Unless you read this book. Or are in...
Or you read that newspaper.
Or you saw the newspaper.
Back in my day, I saw this newspaper.
The Hopi Indians also resided in the earth and were fed and clothed by ant people. Possibly another extraterrestrial race known as the Greys. Which is like your common alien.
I've heard about the Greys.
Yeah. Not all reptilians exist with bad intent. In Dulce, New Mexico, that place houses the largest underground reptilian base with a degree of different levels to it. So it's an underground active reptile base, and has like 8 levels of a ton of different things, an assortment of things. The 4 corners of Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico are important for these bases. What exactly that means, I don't know. But and then lastly, the idea that they could be other dimensional beings. It's like from the 4th dimension that kind of feast on the 3rd dimension beings. So these other dimensions are always broadcasting like a television. You just can't see them until you tune in or change the channel, like a television. That's what these different dimensions are like. You just can't tap into it, but it's always there.
Tap it.
Yeah.
Just tap it.
This is how the Anunnaki are controlling everything, by possessing certain streams. The astral dimension, it resides in the astral dimension, the same one as demons and benevolent entities. Count Dracula is a prime example of this, like taking up and possessing these streams of info, I guess you could say. Count symbolizes the aristocrat reptilian human crossbred, and Dracula is an ode to Draco. So, human abductions are a big part of this control play. The human reptile hybrids are a lot easier to possess than like an actual human.
Say that one more time.
So the human reptile hybrids
Yes.
are a lot easier to possess. Or these 4th dimensional beings are easier to possess these hybrids than appear human. The Great British Empire started the bloodlines as they exported themselves all over the world. It's no surprise that Great Britain was a part of like every single country's ancestry, and that's because that's where a lot of this shit started. So all these reptiles spread out from the home base, which was the royalty of Great Britain. The hybrid people found their way into the top percentage positions of power. The white race is the most common carrier.
Nice. Shout out to the whites.
Part of the human brain, or there's a part of the human brain known as the reptile brain, literally within our brain. It's formally called the R complex, and it's because we share it with reptiles. We share this part of our brain with our reptiles. And what this brain does is it controls aggressive behavior, territoriality, ritualism, and establishment of social hierarchy.
We share that part with the reptiles?
Yeah. So why the fuck do we share that with reptiles? Why? Some fucking hybrids, man. And we're ruled by reptiles. We're descendants of reptiles.
We're all descendants of reptiles?
I mean, if you act like that, then yeah.
Oh.
If you possess those
Am I a reptile?
traits. Not really.
Are you a reptile?
I don't think so. I don't really have aggressive behavior, territoriality, ritualism, and establishment of social hierarchy.
Am I a towel?
Don't forget to bring a towel. So there's that, and then the human fetus goes through many connections, including ones to reptiles and fish. The embryo develops gills at one point, as well as it has the possibility to fail genetic instructions and forget the script, which leads to a tail being born. In some, like, third world countries, some kids are born with tails.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Pheromone is a substance that's released by animals, so it can be detected by the same species.
Yeah, is that why we have a tailbone?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, why would they call it a tailbone? No.
Bingo. But yeah, once again, pheromone is the substance released by animals, so it can detect the same species. Humans and iguanas have a chemical match.
Interesting.
Yeah. There have been a ton of reptilians spottings by people. It's in the book. I didn't write down the examples, but plenty of sightings of seeing these things in real life.
Out of human form?
Yeah. Well, no, they're not in human form. It's straight up fucking reptile.
Okay.
So George Bush, Gerald Ford, and Bill Clinton are all part of the Brotherhood, and are reptiles. So the Brotherhood of Snakes, they were all part of that. I don't know if Gerald Ford's alive, but so George Bush and Bill Clinton are part of that Brotherhood. George Lucas was an operative of NASA and the National Security Agency. Yeah, so him making Star Wars was for a reason.
I feel like I've heard this before.
Yeah.
I've heard this before.
Daniel and I have talked about it before as well. The George Lucas thing? Yeah, we've touched on that before. Sorry, knows about it. Princess Diana used to call the Windsors lizards and reptiles. In a complete seriousness, she would say they're not human. Yeah, the Windsors is the British royal family. These reptilian leaders are like chameleons. They're shapeshifters. And full-blood reptiles, or full-bloods are reptiles who take human shape, and hybrids are crossbreeds being controlled from the fourth dimension. So, full-bloods are able to shapeshift from a reptile to a human form, as opposed to hybrids who are just a cross that looks like a human, but they're able to be possessed a lot easier. Hillary Clinton is a full-blood, and Bill's a hybrid. Sound is a key factor in all this, because really sound creates everything in existence. Daniel knows there's some videos that, like, they sing at a certain pitch and, like, things move from nothing to something. So where I'm going with that is these beings talk or, like, portray a sound in a certain way that they're able to shapeshift into different forms. Illness, the word illness, is a dis-ease, aka if you get ill, it's because there's a disharmony of your natural vibrational state. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. So if literally you're a healthy person, you're always in good spirit, emotionally, physically, mentally, theoretically you should never get sick, because you're always at peace. Make sense?
Yes.
It's fucking crazy, right? Because I've always, like, thought that. You know, I always say, like, I just refuse to get sick. It's because I refuse to be at disease. There's the new Denver airport. I've actually been there before. I think it's the new one, that is.
I've been there many times.
Yeah. It's a cover for a massive reptilian human base.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's very sketch.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of New World Order propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
There's a horse, glowing red eyes. The barbed wire is faced in to keep those who are in, rather than keep those out coming in.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I guess there's a very complex tunnel system there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right over a base. And, like, that's why it's not close to the city whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right out from Denver.
Yep.
Let's go Denver.
So at the airport, as you mentioned, there's a lot of Masonic symbols as well as gargoyles, the staple creature of the Brotherhood, basically.
Damn, it's coming full circle now. I'm getting some dots now.
Yeah. And there were gargoyles on a building at Dealey Plaza, the spot where JFK was murdered.
Gargoyles. Bad. Okay.
JFK was a human trying to revolt, basically, but the reptiles killed him.
And they killed Robert Kennedy Sr.
So,
damn.
Colorado is a major center of New World Order. The Queen of England has been buying up land there in a different name. Yep. This base under the Denver airport is huge and absolutely horrifying. There's descriptions of what goes on in there in the book. It's pretty disturbing. Like, for example, humans that look like freaks in, like, trapped in tubes and stuff like that.
Ah, okay.
Like, some shit you see out of sci-fi films. But that's real. Where you think they get the inspiration for it? It's like,
whoa, okay.
yeah. Now we're on to excuse me, like, what these things or how big they are. So Draco, the top dog, stand at 7 to 12 feet tall.
That's a tall motherfucker.
Yeah, and they have long wings with long ribs. The ribs can be retracted, and this is where winged serpent originates from. Also known as fallen angels and gargoyles. Also known as fallen angels, the gargoyles are, like, the poster think of a Draco. These Dracos are royalty in mostly albino white color. Kind of hints why Draco Malfoy look like that.
Say it one more time.
The Draco are royalty in mostly the albino white color.
Oh, yeah.
He's so white.
Draco's very white.
Like me.
Oh, nice. Nice Eclipse.
And it says something about blonde hair, blue eyes.
Shit. Shit Eclipse.
The
Master Race?
Yeah, now you're getting there. Because the Nazis were talking like these fourth dimensional beings. Probably all
I
of them,
heard about
actually.
it too. They were trying to contact the Greys. I've heard this before.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Continue. Wow.
Yeah, so they have horns between the brows and the top skull. And ancient gods in royalty would wear horned headdresses. Makes sense. These gods were reptiles. And/or worshipped reptiles. Reptoids are the soldier and scientist class. No wings, but they're cold-blooded, have large scales on the back, and have 3 fingers with an opposing thumb. So they look a little different. The reptoids have cat-like eyes.
Is it like this? Is that why they say like this? 3 fingers and
Holy shit, yeah.
opposable thumbs?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, dude, that's fucking weird.
What?
Oh my god.
Evolved.
Yeah, yes, literally. No. I mean, who knows? This could all separate. Yeah. Anyhow. They have cat-like eyes and glow red and a mouth that's closer like a slit than like a big mouth. They stand around 5 to 12 feet tall, and some have tails and some don't. So, 50-50 on that. And I've been kind of saying throughout this session, the Anunnaki went to Mars first and attacked the white Martians. The Martians left for Earth, in which the Anunnaki followed behind them. These Anunnaki still reside underground on Mars. So they're still on Mars, they're just underground because the Venus thing destroyed everything in existence there, pretty much. And that's why these NASA probes allegedly get close to showing something the public can't see, and they somehow phase out or die. Yeah. Researchers believe the reptilians control the Greys, aka the classic known extraterrestrial figure, aka E.T. That's a Grey. Something like that. Gray, the big head and stuff like that. Yeah. And the last thing that I have for notes is the hierarchy is as follows. The Draco winged top dogs. The Draco / reptoids, so the ones that don't have wings, second in line. The Greys third, and humans last.
We'll make our way up.
And that's according to Jason Bishop III.
This is interesting, man. Shit. Has made that connection too, and this is crazy.
Yeah, man.
I'll be watching my back now.
There's like I said, in that book, there's plenty of occurrences where some weird shit just happens, man. Some weird shit.
Coincidence?
I think
not. I think not.
So yeah, man, that's all I got for that.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What else you got? Just trying to go through my notes.
Did you mention something about relationship convos? Because I wrote it down, but I don't remember anything about that.
Oh, yeah. We go into some relationship talk.
Oh shit. Okay.
What time? Where we at for time? Almost 3 hours.
Love it. Love it.
We keep going, or we cut it?
I think we cut it.
3 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps today's episode of Anything Podcast. We talk about anything, unedited, unfiltered, and uncensored. But before we go, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to ring the bell to get notified when a new upload comes out. And we'll say 100 subscribers, we'll do a face reveal. Does this sound good, Eclipse?
Straight up. Yeah, let's do it. That's
all right. Be sure to follow us on IG at Poor Homie Vang and at Eric_Hutton10. We'll tune in next Saturday, whenever.
Yeah, probably next Saturday.
We'll come again soon. This is Poor Homie Vang.
In Eclipse.
We're signing out.
Peace.